FA Cup fourth round tie, but this is Anfield. This is special because this is a special manager. As the strains of You'll Never Walk Alone, and thank you Jurgen banners, homemade because they've only had 48 hours. That one we just saw there had been written on a piece of card, lowered. Thank you Jurgen Klopp. The long goodbye begins. As we say, plenty still to fight for Liverpool. On four fronts they're still competing. For Norwich City as well, a chance to reach the fifth round of the FA Cup, and we're underway here at Anfield. And now Klopp stands up, hands in the pockets of that jacket, because the focus now, Pat Nevin, is what's going on the pitch and how this Anfield atmosphere might play into the energy of this game. And here goes Gakpo down the left hand side for Liverpool. We'll take you through the lineups in a moment, but as Gomez has it on the halfway line, Anfield now, and the Norwich City fans away to our left, focus on the action in front of us. This FA Cup fourth round tie, a reminder, the draw for the fifth round will be coming up at half time of this match, and we will bring that to you live here on 5 Live. So Liverpool in possession in these early stages here at Anfield, as the ball is played all the way back to Quansah, who starts again for Liverpool. And it's spread out to the left-hand side, looking for the run of Gakpo. Too much on that delivery, though, from Konate. And it's behind for a Norwich City goal kick. So, let's take you through the team news. 19-year-old midfielder James McConnell makes his full Liverpool debut in one of 5 changes. Alexis McAllister misses out as a precaution after he felt something in training. So, Alisson, Jota, Jones and Konate also come in, the changes from the game in the League Cup against Fulham in midweek. Van Dijk, Diaz, Elliott and Kelleher dropping to the bench. Szoboszlai and Alexander-Arnold make the squad after injury, as Norwich have given the ball away from that goal kick into the area. Go Liverpool, and it's behind for a Liverpool corner early doors. It's been all the home side so far, Pat Nevin.
Yeah, but that was tactically brilliant. Jurgen Klopp, he stuck Bradley up. They tried to play out from the back, Norwich. Bradley was a right wing, he wasn't right back, and he crashed in there, made the tackle and got the ball back, and lucky they only gave away a corner kick, Norwich.
So corner to Liverpool inside the opening 2 minutes. Gakpo will take it over from that right hand side, swung in looking for Konate. It's cleared away by Norwich City. Onel Hernandez will try and put the pressure over on that far side on Conor Bradley, who does retain possession, tries to feed Gakpo once again. Norwich have won it back and should be cleared. Very good footwork down by his own corner flag by Sam McCullum, and clears up towards halfway, where Liverpool will pick up possession once more inside their own half with Quansah. In terms of Norwich, they have their captain Grant Hanley back from injury. That's one of 6 changes. Long, Barnes, McCallum, Fastnacht and Hernandez also come in. Sargent, Rowe and Duffy are out injured. Signs, Yanulis and Gunn drop to the bench. Liverpool in possession. Here is Gomez, who is enjoying such a brilliant run of form at the moment. Liverpool have Robertson on the bench once more, still working his way back to full fitness after that dislocated shoulder. There's Liverpool still possession once more. Here is Curtis Jones, dinks it out to the left hand side, and Cody Gakpo. Norwich camped outside their own penalty area. Gakpo will deliver the ball over to the right hand side. McCallum will head clear for Norwich as Liverpool pick it up once more over on that far side. And the youngster Conor Bradley, who actually made his Liverpool debut in a 3-0 victory over Norwich back in the League Cup a few years ago. And the ball is all the way back with Quansah just outside the centre circle for Liverpool. Worked out to the right hand side once again as a yellow balloon rolls onto the pitch from the Norwich City fans. Don't worry Liverpool fans, it's not a beach ball. We're not having a rerun of the Stadium of Light incident of yesteryear. So that balloon just rolls over to the left hand side, and Liverpool pick up the possession over on the right hand side. Here is James McConnell, the 19-year-old, making his first Liverpool start this afternoon. Ball played back once again to Quansah, who is camped outside that centre circle, but he's such a pivot there, isn't he? They can always look to go back to him and just change the play around as they work it out to the right hand side once more. Goalless in the early stages between Liverpool and Norwich here on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds, as the ball is played out to the left hand side. Here is Gakpo, plays it forward to Curtis Jones, who does well to win the throw. We'll take you through the full lineup shortly, but Liverpool really piling on the pressure still as Joe Gomez whips the ball out to the right hand side. It's collected by Bradley as Jota there as an option and finds him. Here is Diogo Jota in the orange boots over on the far side of the penalty area. Lovely footwork. Jota might won't room for the shot, instead plays it inside the penalty area to Darwin Nunez, plays it to Cody Gakpo, who is dispossessed just inside the box, and Norwich struggling to clear though they've given away. Jones picks it up once more. Gomez there to shoot, does so. Oh, deflection, takes it just wide. Oh, you can hear the roar of shoot when Joe Gomez gets in that sort of position, still looking for his first goal in senior football at the age of 26. He has won a corner.
Yeah, we've not got a kick of the ball yet, Norwich. I'm really worried just now for goalkeeper Alisson. I think he might get frostbite today. We'll get nowhere near him. They are sitting so deep. You cannot do that against Liverpool.
So corner for Liverpool from the left-hand side. It's towards the far post. Liverpool and the player go down there on the edge of the 6-yard box. No real appeals for a penalty. And the ball spins behind for a goal kick. And we can take you through the lineup. So Alisson in goal for Liverpool. Kelleher has been given the nod in the League Cup and the Europa League, but Alisson starting the FA Cup third round tie against Arsenal keeps his place for this competition. The back four of Conor Bradley, Jarrell Quansah, Ibrahima Konate and Joe Gomez. Ahead of them James McConnell, Curtis Jones and Ryan Gravenberch, with Cody Gakpo and Diogo Jota supporting Darwin Nunez up top. George Long is still taking his time over this goal kick, so he is in goal for Norwich. The back four of Jack Stacey, Grant Hanley, Ben Gibson and Sam McCallum. Ahead of them it's Marcelino Nunez, Christian Fastnacht and Kenny McLean, and Gabriel Sara, Ono Hernandez and Ashley Barnes up front. Ashley Barnes, who has his own little bit of history at Anfield, of course. That late penalty for Burnley ending Liverpool's 68-game unbeaten home run in the Premier League back in January 3 years ago, and looking to spearhead some Norwich City attacks. But so far he's had absolutely zero service so far. Norwich City though are in possession and finally make it over the halfway line as well. Onel Hernandez though is dispossessed over on that far side by Conor Bradley. Got a touch off Hernandez as well, and it's a throw to Liverpool. 7 minutes gone, Pat Nevin.
Yeah, it's the way Jurgen Klopp would want it to have gone. Maybe would like to have got an early goal, but complete control of possession of the ball. Look, Norwich have sat right back. They're playing 4-5, big gap 1, and they're not coming out at all just now. Now maybe that is get through these first 10-15 minutes or so, then you can play yourself into the game. The danger of course is if you lose a goal in that time.
Here goes Diogo Jota down to the byline, pulls it back to Nunez, unselfish, lays it off. Jones was in there, will come to the far side and blazed over by Cody Gakpo on the edge of the 6-yard box. Big opportunity, got underneath it, over the bar into the Norwich fans.
Well, there's a brilliant opportunity there. A little bit of a wind around here as well today, and the ball was cruised over the top there, and I think it caught in the wind a little bit because it goes over the top of the head there. When it comes to the back post there, can't quite bring it down there. But once again, getting into very, very good positions there in Liverpool, and particularly Curtis Jones there finds himself in the centre forward position, but the ball, as I say, flew over his head. Once again, living dangerously Norwich.
And once again, George Long taking as long, aptly, as he can.
Yeah,
I mean,
frustrate the opposition as much as you possibly can if you're Norwich, because when you play the ball up, it's nothing against what you said about Ashley Barnes. It's not sticking. He's 1 against 4. It's kind of tough for him, but he will work at it, won't he?
So Alisson takes this goal kick for Liverpool as they play out from the back with Konate out to the right hand side, and Conor Bradley forward now. Over the halfway line goes Ryan Gravenberch. The movement was from Jota through the middle, but Gravenberch didn't spot him and then plays a terrible ball out to the left hand side over the head of Joe Gomez, and it goes straight out of play for a throw to Norwich City as Jurgen Klopp will try and get things moving again, walking to the edge of his technical area and throwing the ball to Norwich's Jack Stacey. As Klopp stands on the edge of his technical area, arms clasped behind his back. A few nice interchanges of passes by Norwich, but they've lost it, and here goes Darwin Nunez, 25 yards out, central position. Red shirts arriving in support, out to the right hand side. One of them is Bradley, who picks it up now, almost gets it taken off his toes, but will work it to Jota just outside the penalty area as Liverpool are forced back, but picked up now by the 19-year-old James McConnell, who plays it out to the left-hand side, and Gomez finding Gakpo now, approaching the penalty area, swings the ball across, headed away powerfully by Sam McCallum, And out of play. It might go. No, it's collected over on that far side by Conor Bradley. And Norwich City playing in their traditional home kit, the yellow shirts, the green shorts and the yellow socks. Liverpool, of course, all in red. Once again camped in that 4-5-1, looking to keep Liverpool at bay, as once again that ball won't be controlled this time by Gakpo. A little bit too much on it, and it's a throw to Norwich City midway through their own half, 0-0.
Very noticeable. You talk about Bradley, he's, well, back in a moment.
They've given it away again. Nunez whips the ball in off the post. Brilliant effort by Darwin Nunez from just outside the penalty area, as Norwich City once more played themselves into trouble, and they've lost possession again as the ball is driven in low, this time saved by Long. What a hit by Nunez. So unlucky that he didn't just curl inside that far.
Well, he knew what he was going to do the minute he got, the second he got the ball. An incredible angle he is. He's right on the corner of the 18-yard box, but he gets plenty of curl on it, catches it really well. He's beaten the goalkeeper there, all ends up, just hits the post and comes back out again. But you're looking at Norwich just now, this is really tough, and they need to survive this somehow. Just look at one player in particular, by the way, I think Bradley. Do you know what? Watch him just now. He's like a clone, only a right-footed clone of Robertson on that right side just now. He's doing exactly what Robertson does and playing that high up the pitch.
Yep,
he's looked superb.
20 years of age, Conor Bradley signed a new deal last month, the Northern Ireland international, and once again, having started against Fulham, given the nod as has Jarell Quansah, who is 21 tomorrow and has so impressed with the calmness that he has on the ball when he's been given his opportunities this season. Here is Konate, more experience in that Liverpool back line, plays it forward to Gravenberg, and now James McConnell out to the right hand side. They work it once more with Gravenberg, will be picked up by Bradley as they work it patiently between them, the Liverpool youngsters. McConnell getting involved as well, and he's on the ball now, plays it to Quansah. Out to the left-hand side, Liverpool work it now with Cody Gakpo looking for the breakthrough against Norwich. Gakpo's delivery took a little deflection. It looked like, yes, it did. It's a corner given by our referee Sam Barrett over on the far side. It is all Liverpool at the moment, Pat Nevin.
You know, just the amount of passing they've got, it's not been perfect actually. They've put a few passes wrong generally from the midfield there, but utter domination of the ball. The entire game spent down Shireen towards where those Norwich City fans are just now, and you just get the feeling they got one goal now. What did Norwich do from there?
It is goalless. 12 minutes gone as the corner is swung in, powerfully headed away by Ben Gibson, but they're so deep, Norwich. Everybody was inside the penalty area there as Ashley Barnes belatedly makes the charge up towards halfway to try and put a smidgen of pressure on that Liverpool back line. But they're in a good shape, Norwich, at the moment, but Liverpool are still getting the deliveries into the penalty area too often, even in these early stages. Norwich, with a throw deep in their own territory or a goal kick, have given the ball straight to Liverpool or seen possession wrested from them. Joe Gomez picks it up now, squared to Ibrahim Konate. Jurgen Klopp watches on, ball into the area, should be George Long's, and is, and he claims it comfortably as Jurgen Klopp stands, hands in his pockets, watching on.
It's really surprising now that Konate played that long ball there. I mean, it's just an aimless ball into the centre forward area. I mean, that's not really where Liverpool are strongest, with a high ball in like that. You have to keep on passing it, moving the defenders. You're right, they're in a great shape, Norwich, but it just needs one to turn off, and you get them to turn off and lose concentration if you move the ball quickly and ask them questions.
Good interception by Onel Hernandez, which allows his teammate Sam McCallum to clear. Norwich play the ball over the halfway line, looking for the run of Fastnacht, who has the option of Stacey on the overlap and does find him. Stacey cuts the ball into the penalty area first time, but there are only two yellow shirts anywhere near that, and Cody Gakpo will help to clear for Liverpool towards Curtis Jones, who does well to hold off the attentions of Marcelino Nunez and sends it forward to Gravenberg. Here is Gakpo once more, plays it forward to Jota as Liverpool attack with purpose. Jota's ball into the area just in front of Darwin Nunez, who's sliding in, can't connect, and the ball spins out of play for a Norwich throw, 0-0.
And of course that is the danger Norwich have got. As soon as they make one effort to attack, a little bit of an overlap on the right hand side, right full back goes forward, gets the ball into the box. About 7 seconds later, there's a chance for Liverpool at the back post. The way they moved that ball effortlessly through the midfield there, it looked really, really nice. So they're moving nicely just now, Liverpool, but you would expect that to some degree. At the moment, Norwich are just trying to get that little foothold.
So goalless here at Anfield. Earlier in the FA Cup, Wolves won 2-0 at West Brom in a tie that was delayed by crowd trouble. That also means that we haven't had the draw for the 5th round yet. So if you're listening out for that, that will come at half-time here at Anfield. As Norwich build down the left-hand side. Dispossessed eventually by Conor Bradley, who's had a very good start to this game, as Pat has highlighted. And in field, Liverpool go to Curtis Jones. And now Joe Gomez has the runners ahead of him, but will just slow the play down. And again, Norwich back in shape, looking to force Liverpool to play around them and making the centre of the park very congested indeed, as Konsa picks it up once more. Alisson, a lone figure midway through the Liverpool half, all in black this afternoon, as Liverpool work it out to the right hand side once again. Here is Gravenberch, and now James McConnell, ball into the area. The run was made at the far post by Curtis Jones, completely unmarked, heads across into the net, and Liverpool have the breakthrough that their dominance deserves. Liverpool 1, Norwich 0, 15 minutes gone.
And that's no fluke, because I watched the build up to that play there, and the ball had gone to the right hand side, and he had actually, Curtis Jones had been dragged slightly into the middle. He looked over at his manager and he sprinted out to the left hand side, as if to say, we need to make this wide, this pitch wide. So he gets to the back post time and again, and when the ball comes there, it's an easy hit. Well, I say an easy, it's a lovely head and an angle. But constantly what they've done is they've made sure that the wide players, I mentioned Bradley earlier on, and this time Curtis Jones, you make it wide, because as you said in the build up there, it's tight through the middle of the pitch there. Do you know what, tactically, everything about that goal was perfect from Liverpool.
Huge smile on the face of Jurgen Klopp as he applauded that goal. Curtis Jones' 5th goal of the season. They've all come in his last 9 games. He's been very prolific over the last couple of months, and it puts Liverpool a goal to the goods against Norwich City, a side against whom they have a brilliant record recently. They're unbeaten in their last 18 meetings with Norwich in all competitions. You have to go all the way back to April 1994 for their last defeat against the Canaries, as the ball is whipped into that 6-yard box. Nunez was there, cleared away by Norwich. Somebody's popped that yellow balloon over on the far side. Won't be getting in the way of those constant attacks that Liverpool are progressing with Bradley and Jota, and they come forwards once more. In field now to Gravenberch, and just slowing the play down, Liverpool, but they have been utterly dominant so far.
No one's closed down. No one's closed down those Liverpool players. That is what they're going to do. Excuse the terminology, but they're going to use the low block and not go out at all. And that's fine if it works, but you're now a goal down, you're at Liverpool. At some point you're going to get to push yourself off the park just a little bit. Watching Liverpool, when they're in possession, they often have 6 men along the front line. That is some system.
McConnell does well, just about to reach that, but in stretching has caught his opponent, and the whistle goes from referee Sam Barrett. And Norwich City have a free kick midway inside their own half. So Jurgen Klopp still stands, arms folded on the edge of that dotted technical area. I did like the analogy he used. I thought he was very candid when speaking about his reasons for stepping down. Essentially, his resources, he says, aren't endless in terms of energy. He used a few analogies, but I think the one that worked best, he says he's like a sports car. Not the best, he says, but a pretty good one. He can still go 160, 170, 180 miles an hour, but he's the only one inside who sees that the tank meter is going down. And as Norwich City have a throw, trailing by a goal to nil over on the far side, it is so relentless. You know, the energy that you need. Liverpool showing plenty of energy here as they win it back. Norwich City do the same, and will try and send it out to this right hand side, and now do break over the halfway line with Stacey. Plays it to Fasnacht, and in field now to Marcelino Nunez. A little bit of space for Ashley Barnes, and Gabriel Sara had got up there as well, but Liverpool with the interception, and McConnell will play it out to this right hand side. Here is Bradley as Liverpool slow the play down again, and I'll just bring in Pat Nevin on what Jurgen Klopp has said in terms of that lack of energy. He says it's not now, by the way, that he's got enough energy now, but he just knows in himself that he can't keep going at the level he needs to if he's to continue as Liverpool manager.
Well, if you're doing it for 20 years, you know, putting everything in, you can't do this job and do it kind of half-hearted or do it part-time. You really need to do it 100% of the time. We only see a very small percentage of what the work is, come, a Saturday or Sunday, or whenever the games are. But it's consistently having to keep that high level within training and all parts of the business. It's stressful, and I'm sure you know when you need either to take time out or to just give it a break and chuck it all together. We'll call it time out for the moment.
Norwich have stolen possession in the centre of the park. Strong challenge by James O'Connell. Can't win it back, but is applauded and appreciated by the Anfield faithful. And Norwich work it all the way back to outside their own penalty area. He also said, "We're not young rabbits anymore. We don't jump as high as we did." Quite like that one too. It's Norwich in the centre of their own half, play it back to just outside their own penalty area. We'll be going for an update from Becky Ives shortly, but Norwich, as we thought they might, have given it away again. And Curtis Jones can't make the most of that. I'm loath to break away, even when Norwich look so comfortable outside their own penalty area, because that's about the 5th time it's happened. But they are managing to counter. Down the left-hand side goes Sam McCallum. Whip ball into the area just ahead of Ashley Barnes, but space on this far side for Fastnacht. Down by the byline, wins the corner off Gomez. Where did the Liverpool defence go, Pat?
Well, I was saying before, the way they were playing before, when they've got the ball, they've got 6 men along the line in attack. Well, there's got to be gaps somewhere in the back, and well done there, Norwich. It's shown that they've got the ability to break down again. Sam McCallum, very comfortable on the ball there, goes up the left-hand side. It was just a shame from that ball across from the left-hand side, just a little bit too much power on it. And also it could have been close to a tap-it.
Yeah, Barnes in a brilliant position there. As Pat says, just needed the accuracy on the cross from Sam McCallum. But Norwich City do have a corner, looking to level things up here at Anfield against Liverpool. Corner is whipped in, it's headed away. We'll go out for another set piece. Quickly to Tottenham against Manchester City in the WSL half-time. Becky Ives.
Where Man City lead 1-0 thanks to a Tottenham own goal from Amy Turner. Turned it in at the near post. Miscommunication with her keeper. Martha Thomas thought she'd equalise for Spurs, but it was ruled out for offside. Tottenham 0, Man City 1.
Norwich with another corner, and it's flicked across and in. Liverpool didn't deal with it, and Ben Gibson runs away celebrating. Norwich City level, and the fans in that lower stand away to our left are going absolutely bananas. Liverpool 1, Norwich 1.
That's about as shocking a reaction as you'll get this season at this ground. There was no expectation that before. Suddenly Norwich broke out on the left-hand side. They had very little part of the game. They soaked up the pressure, but not particularly well. But that break down the left-hand side was very, very good. They got the first corner, and then the second one was zipped into that near post. Now, we're claiming who got the touch here. Yeah, so it's on the back of his shoulder. I don't think you know a great deal about it, Gibson, there, but it's the back of his shoulder. It's into the back post. We've got a cup tie on.
Well, not the most orthodox way to score your first goal for Norwich City, but Ben Gibson will claim it, as you say, Pat. And he does it, it's the top of his back almost, isn't it, that he's going to head it. The motion is enough to send it sailing over Alisson on the angle. And we are all square at Anfield, completely against the run of play. 1-1.
Well, we'll see what sort of lift that gives Norwich. They think, OK, 1-1, will we sit back again, or shall we continue to do that? Break when we get half an opportunity. You say that about Liverpool, it's always been the case. We might mention about Bradley. He's playing with Robertson, i.e. you hammer up the field. But that's got to leave a gap. And they got into that gap for that first break that led to those 2 corner kicks. So, that is Jurgen Klopp. They will create lots of chances, but there are gaps.
Liverpool in possession over on the far side. 1-1 here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. No celebration, incidentally, from the Norwich City manager David Wagner. Stayed seated, was hugged by members of his coaching staff, but keeping a lid on it, perhaps because of his best mate Jurgen Klopp, or just perhaps because he knows there's a long way to go. Out to the right hand side come Norwich City, buoyed by that equaliser. Potential handball there, not given against Marcelino Nunez, as Jack Stacey whips the ball in, poor delivery, and straight into the arms of Alisson, who bowls it out. Now it's Norwich's turn to put on the pressure. Something, Pat, you highlighted correctly. They hadn't done that all game. All of a sudden, get the equaliser, and they're pressing Liverpool outside their own penalty area.
Much higher. I mean, they're not going to go and do a high press for the entirety of the game. But there was just a moment there when they broke. You remember, there's no Van Dijk there. And the movement up front from Ashley Barnes was superb. They got the ball on the left-hand side. He made a movement. He wasn't found. He could have been in again there.
Here goes Bradley as Liverpool looks to come in again down the right-hand side, headed away by Kenny McLean inside the Norwich penalty area, and Onel Hernandez uses good strength, appeal for handball, not given. Bradley wins it back anyway for Liverpool. Gravenberch's there, dispossessed. Didn't look like that was kept in over on the far side, but the assistant was absolutely right on the spot and has a much closer view than us, so let's defer to his judgment. Norwich have won a free kick midway inside their own half. 1-1 here at Anfield. Half-time in the FA Cup. Watford against Southampton, Sahel Sahi.
Yeah, Watford lead at the break by a goal to nil after 5 minutes. Mateus Martins, direct from a free kick 22 yards away, whipping it past a one-man wall and sneaking the football into the space left by the Southampton goalkeeper Joe Lumley at the near post. Watford, they've defended deep, allowed Southampton possession, and they've irritated them on the counter-attack, and they lead at the break by a goal to nil.
Thanks very much, Sahel. Here at Anfield, it is 1-1, just past the midway point of the first half. A reminder that earlier Wolves won 2-1 at West Brom in a match that was delayed by crowd trouble. That's also delayed the draw for the 5th round. We'll be bringing you that live on 5 Live and BBC Sounds here at half-time. Here is Joe Gomez, plays the ball forward to Curtis Jones, who scored Liverpool's opener. Now out to the left-hand side, and Cody Gakpo approaching the penalty area, pulls it back to Gomez, first to shoot as he is every time. He's pretty much in the opponent's half here at Anfield. Here we go again. Gomez on the ball out to the right-hand side. Good delivery just over the head of Diogo Jota, who on the stretch can't control with his head. And it's behind for a Norwich City goal kick, 1-1.
Yeah, it's very clear that Liverpool are trying to do it. You know, they have got overloads, right-hand side and left-hand side, time and time again. Sometimes it's Gakpo on the left-hand side here, sometimes it's Curtis Jones, and it's almost always Bradley on the right-hand side, because, you know, there's big defenders in there, the midfielders are getting in there for Norwich to make sure there's no space through the middle. So go wide, stretch them as much as you possibly can. The problem I've got is the quality of the ball, apart from the goal that they scored, hasn't been good enough to those back post areas.
Long ball over the top, headed away by Ibrahima Konate, picked up by Kenny McLean for Norwich, who plays it back to Sam McCallum. Norwich just growing in confidence in terms of the possession that they're having. It's back with their captain Grant Hanley just outside the penalty area. He's so struggled with injury this season, Hanley. I'll be delighted to see him fit and available to get out onto the pitch again as
long as he's available for June, that's the most important thing for Scotland.
Indeed. Pat Nevin, former Scotland winger, with us. Of course, with your Scottish hat on. It's a very nice little baseball cap as well. Very similar to Jurgen Klopp's down there in the technical area as Liverpool steal possession out to the left-hand side. Gakpo, though, is dispossessed on the edge of the penalty area, and Stacey should be able to clear. Plays it back to the aforementioned Grant Hanley. George Long taking a little bit of a chance, the goalkeeper, all in blue, but does manage to clear up towards halfway. Appeal of handball, not given, against Ashley Barnes, who's come deep to help Norwich retain possession, and does exactly that. It's with Gabriel Sara, who plays it out to the right-hand side, and Jack Stacey, collected by Joe Gomez, but on the turn can only find Sara once again, who fizzes it back to George Long, closed down by Darwin Núñez, who fizzed it out to the right-hand side. This is better from Norwich in terms of the way they're moving the ball, but again, very good dispossession by Conor Bradley over on the right-hand side. Nice little interchange with Jota, plays in Núñez into the area. Núñez 2-0, clinical 2-1 I should say. Darwin Núñez restores Liverpool's advantage. A lovely calm finish inside the penalty area, but Pat Nevin, that was all about the work once more down the right-hand side from Conor Bradley.
Yeah, he's been absolutely phenomenal. Look, it's high praise when I say you look like a clone of Robertson, because Robertson is phenomenal on this left-hand side usually for Liverpool when he's fit. But Bradley there, look, he started very well, but that was beyond, that was brilliance of any Liverpool player at any age would be delighted with that. Now they're singing Núñez because he always needs the left, he needs the goals, and he's now scoring and looking really comfortable when he's 1-1. But that was laid on a plate by Bradley. Brilliant play by Liverpool, brilliant play by both those players.
So Liverpool retake the lead against Norwich 2-1, 11th goal of the season for Darwin Núñez. And I think that's it, Pat, isn't it? You know, we have seen throughout his Liverpool career, Núñez, him not be clinical, and now he is growing into his stride. He is growing into the player that Liverpool believed that he could be when they signed him back in 2022 from Benfica. And to see him finish off like that with all the space and time to think about it, on one level it's the easiest type of finish. On another, mentally, it's certainly not.
Well, oddly enough, technically it's not as easy as it looks, because he's coming in from the right with his right foot, so there's not a curl. He's going to have to play the ball kind of in an odd angle, but he's managed to do that. And it's the oldest cliche in the book about strikers: when they're confident, they can do anything. They don't think about it. But when they're lacking in confidence, everything's overthought. At that point in time, the way he's playing just now, you never expect him to miss, did you? And certainly nobody in here expected him to miss, and he didn't.
So Liverpool 2, Norwich 1. Ben Gibson, who had got Norwich back on level terms, plays the ball out to the left-hand side, but they've given it away again. Norwich done that far too often. Gravenberg's ball into the area. It's blocked behind off Gibson for a Liverpool corner, but they've got to stop doing that, Pat. They are playing right into Liverpool's hands in the most dangerous areas.
I feel really sorry for him, because it's happened with Sam McCallum in the left-back sort of area. Do you know what? Every time he gets the ball, he looks a lovely player to me. I really want to see him get on the ball as often as possible. He's given away the ball twice there. Once it's led to the goal when Bradley took it off him, and the second time nearly led to another goal.
So corner for Liverpool from the far side. Cody Gakpo will take this. He has Bradley there as an option. Ono Hernandez of Norwich has just moved to close that off, but they haven't closed off almost the run of Diogo Jota. In the end, they do get the interception, and the ball is cleared out of the penalty area. Here is Gravenberg. Liverpool leading by 2-1. Out to the left-hand side, and Curtis Jones, who scored the early opener, back to Gravenberg. Still outside the penalty area on this left-hand side. Pulls it back to James McConnell, and will go back himself to Quansah. And now Gravenberg just outside the penalty area once more. Joe Gomez plays the ball in, the run, the ball is trapped and steered wide by Cody Gakpo at the last. Oh, that was a brilliant move by Liverpool. Bradley moving into the edge of the 6-yard box, pulled the ball back to Cody Gakpo, who got his shot all wrong from close range and skews the ball wide. That is a huge let-off for Norwich City. It should be 3-1.
I mean, a lovely ball over the top. I mean, you've got to say, that's a fantastic pick out there. But once again, Bradley, I mean, he just gets there. He managed to, another half chance.
They've given it away inside their own penalty area. Gravenberg must be cleared off the line. Norwich City again living so recklessly. Liverpool keep the ball alive. Cleared away by Gibson this time. Out for a throw. And David Wagner's out on the edge of his technical area. Jurgen Klopp seems more annoyed by that Liverpool didn't take advantage, but Wagner must be absolutely fuming with his back line. They cannot keep doing this.
Do you know what? Every football fan who watched modern football knows what's happened there. The goalkeeper's tried to play it out. He's played a pass to a centre midfield player in his own box with his back to the ball. For the history of football, that ball was never ever on in a million years, yet in the current game everyone's doing it. And the amount of times teams are getting cut out with.
And Liverpool are a side that will catch you out, and really should have done, as Gakpo whips the ball in, just too much on it. Jota won't reach it, and it's behind for a Norwich City goal kick. Just looking at the reaction here from the Norwich players, I mean, there's no real recriminations, remonstrations.
Oh no, there wouldn't be, because they've been asked to do it. Their manager's saying, that's how we play. We all know this. We're watching lots of teams do it. The simple thing about it is, there are some teams that aren't good enough to do it, and they're doing it. And when you get caught, by the way, as we say that, keep us saying, get lost. I'm going to thump this one long. I've had enough. I don't care what the manager says.
Yep, George Long's taking matters into his own hands. Over the halfway line that ball goes, and he can breathe a little more easily, the Norwich goalkeeper, for the next few seconds or so, as Norwich concede a free kick midway inside the Liverpool half, and Liverpool have a set piece, leading by 2-1. 33 minutes gone in this first half. A reminder, Wolves already through to the fifth round of the FA Cup. Watford are leading Southampton by 1-0. The draw coming up at half time here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Here is Gakpo, plays it in field to Quansah, who allows that ball to roll out to Konate. And now here is the impressive Conor Bradley once more, who has been so devastating in attack down that right-hand side. Plays it in field to James McConnell, and now played forward once more. Won't quite reach Gravenberg, but Bradley is there. Nice little back heel to find Gravenberg, who is then brought down by Sam McCallum, and that will be a free kick to Liverpool over on the far side, just about 8 yards or so up from the corner flag. But he's struggling, isn't he, defensively, Sam McCallum, at the moment.
Do you know, it looks to me like a brilliant winger. He's playing at left back, which is a slight problem. He's been caught in the ball too often. He wants the ball all the time. Now, You know, I applaud a player for that. I want to get the ball. I want to get the ball and take players on. Preferably not 10, 15 yards from your own byline. The best place to do it is a little bit further up the field. So a talented player, but he's been put under a lot of pressure.
So free kick to Liverpool on this wide right, looking to extend their advantage. Bounces inside the penalty area. Ben Gibson eventually gets it away for Norwich. Back in by Bradley. Very intelligent ball. Half a shout for offside. Not given. Liverpool still with possession. Whipped in once more. Headed away by Hanley. Comes to Gravenberg. Urged to shoot, but referee Sam Barrett has to get out of the way first. He was rather far out, Gravenberg, as McConnell picks it up. Square to Gravenberg once more. It's closed down, but will try and squeeze it through down that left-hand side to Curtis Jones. Can't do so. Grant Hanley will clear this time. They do just go for the first time clearance, get it out of danger. Norwich picked up by Joe Gomez just inside the Norwich half. Liverpool 2, Norwich 1 here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Just under 10 minutes plus added time to go in this first half here at Anfield. The first match at Anfield since that news that shocked the whole football world. You know, it's one of these where sometimes you think, does anyone have an inkling? From a media perspective, I'm certainly not aware of one, and certainly from a fan's perspective, that Jurgen Klopp will be leaving the club at the end of the season. Out to the left-hand side, go Liverpool. Here is Gravenberg and plays it in field now to McConnell. Norwich once more back in that shape, that structure, trailing by 2-1 as the ball is played into the penalty area. McLean sees it, intercepts it, out of play. Liverpool throw.
What about the applause though? I mean, Bradley tries to play a ball through there, he doesn't get through, but these fans know what Bradley's doing just now, and they applauded the effort because he showed the vision there. And I'm just looking at him there and thinking, see if you've got Robertson one side and him the other side playing, that would allow you to get Trent to go midfield. I wonder if that's his idea going forward now, Jurgen Klopp, for the rest of the season, that he might have that option much more often when all those players are fit.
Gakpo's delivery is closed down by Christian Fastnacht. It will be a corner to Liverpool. Yeah, in terms of having those options, as you say, Pad, it's certainly
because he wants Trent in the midfield, doesn't he? He absolutely does. So if he can do that, but not leave any weakness in the right attacking area.
Corner swung in just over the head of Darwin Núñez. Diving header was from Jota coming in behind him. He doesn't make contact. Final touch was off a Norwich player, Jack Stacey, and it will be another Liverpool corner under pressure there from Jota. It's very similar to the goal that Ben Gibson scored, wasn't it? It just bounced off his back there, Jack Stacey. Gibson's flew into the net over Alisson at the other end. This one provides Liverpool with another corner, leading by 2-1 here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Gakpo will swing the corner in high once again, looping towards Jota from the right hand side. Cleared away by Norwich up over the halfway line. Again, they're so deep and Alisson has nobody anywhere near him as he calmly brings the ball down and plays it out to the left hand side. And Joe Gomez, who was labelled the winner of the season by Jurgen Klopp before this game, back to his best, filling in at left back again. As we say, Robertson on the bench. Tsimikas still not fit enough to make the matchday squad, but no wonder his manager has called him a lifesaver in recent weeks. He's been absolutely outstanding in that position, and after the injury problems he's had, it is so good to see him flying at full fitness once again as Quansah picks the ball up inside the centre circle. Poor delivery forward though from the youngster. Liverpool have won it back though. Here is Gravenberg, edge of the area. Gakpo turns, shoots. Long was stranded, but the ball trickles just wide of that far post. 2-1 Liverpool lead. Yeah,
it's when Gakpo gets the ball. I mean, he just moves across the ground so elegantly, so quickly. He doesn't seem to be trying at all. Gravenberg not dissimilar as well when he gets on the ball. So anytime they get the possession a little bit, you know, when Norwich are on the break, they are flying into those areas and look incredibly dangerous, both of those players.
Well, they had the players to go short there. Again, Pat from the goalkeeper. George Long is taking matters into his own hands again. He's gone long.
Long by name.
And long indeed by delivery. Not allowing Liverpool to take advantage once again inside the penalty area. Really, Liverpool could be 3 or 4 goals scored, certainly, if not ahead, with Norwich getting that 1 goal back in this first half, as the ball is out on the far side for a Liverpool throw, taken quickly by Bradley to Gravenberg. Plays it out to the right hand side, and Bradley once more in field to McConnell, and now Quansah. Again, the Liverpool youngsters linking up nicely. Out to the left hand side they go with Cody Gakpo. Plays it to McConnell, central position, just slipped though. And stolen by Norwich. Ashley Barnes will help maintain the momentum of the counter. Quansah though wins the header to Konate, who calmly plays the ball back to Quansah, who steers it back to Allison with his head, and that is appreciated by the Anfield crowd. Very calm there, the youngster.
There were one or two chances. There have been one or two chances for Norwich to break. The final ball, when they've had options, they've sometimes chosen the wrong option, and once again the wrong option was chosen there. They should have gone left, it went right instead there. Problem with that is you're not going to get that many chances at Anfield, and they need to take those chances up, make those decisions correctly when they get them. So far, not been done often enough.
Liverpool in possession, leading by 2-1 here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, just inside the Norwich half. Here is McConnell, plays it out to the right hand side where Darwin Núñez has popped up. He scored the goal that has put Liverpool back in front here. Plays it back to fellow goal scorer Curtis Jones, who works it out to the left-hand side, and Joe Gomez. Jota has it back to Jones once more, and now here is Konate, and Norwich, the yellow shirts once again so deep as Bradley picks it up on that right-hand side, well blocked away by Onel Hernandez, and gets the touch off Bradley as well. It will be a Norwich City throw, Pat Nevin.
And it's really, really hard if you're playing over on that left-hand side and you're Hernandez. And you're a winger, you're a wide midfielder, but you're a winger really at heart, and you want to get the ball in the final third and go and attack your fullback. He hasn't had a sniff of getting the ball that high up the park. He spent his entire time standing beside his left fullback, level with his own 18-yard line. And I know what it's like, and every wide player knows what it's like at Anfield. If you're playing against a Liverpool team in this sort of form, in this sort of control, you so rarely get the ball where you want to get it.
Gabriel Sara goes down for Norwich. No free kick given by our referee Sam Barrett. And Liverpool have possession once again. Goal at Tottenham in the WSL. Becky Ives.
It's gone to Man City. Bonnie Shaw has just smashed the ball into the net from the near post. It's been coming. Man City a fairly dominant start this second half. Tottenham 0, Man City 2.
Thanks very much, Becky. Gakpo won't keep that long ball in over the top. And it is behind for a Norwich City goal kick.
I would say one thing though, I mean, there's been a period where, Liverpool total domination at the start of the game. Then they get a Norwich goal, and then it was a little bit more open. Liverpool get, they go 2-1 up, and you think, okay, go and press the accelerator now, let's see what happens. It's not really happened, has it? It's kind of calmed down a bit. It's died down, the atmosphere's died away a little bit just now, and I was slightly surprised, but I thought, Liverpool would say, right, 2-1, get a third goal as quickly as possible, create a lot more chances. It's kind of slowed down a little bit. It feels as if they're trying to draw Norwich out at the moment, Liverpool.
Long clears long once again over the halfway line, intercepted by Quansah. Lovely touch, sends it straight to Curtis Jones in the centre circle. Out to the right hand side, and Bradley will pick it up once again. And it is a strange atmosphere here at Anfield.
It's gone quiet.
It has, and I just wonder, Jurgen Klopp is down there, hands in his pockets. There's a bit of an ache around Anfield. We talked about the adulation and the love that they have for Jurgen Klopp and wanted to show, and they have done that. The start of the game, and of course the goals have been celebrated, but you just look around at the fans who are sitting here watching on their side leading by 2-1, and they're still processing. They're still processing the events of the last 48 hours, that this man who's standing down there has brought them so much joy during his time here ever since he arrived back in the October of 2015. He's not going to be here next season, and it's a huge thing. And what can you do emotionally with that? There's so much going on in your hearts as Joe Gomez picks it up. Tell you what, that would raise the roof if he were to get that first senior goal. Can't be kept in by Diogo Jota over on that far side, and it goes out for Norwich throw. But this is where Norwich have to try and take advantage of this lull, this strange atmosphere, this I was listening to one of the podcasts coming in today, the Anfield Wrap, and talking about actually that there is a sense of grief, but as soon as they heard the news on Friday, you want a message, you want to be here. Some people just came to Anfield to share that corporate devastation and that sense of it's ending, it's coming to an end.
Do not allow that to continue, because you'll need every fan behind you during the games. You'll need that noise, you'll need the normal passion of your club behind the team, because there's a lot of big games coming up and you can't afford to be grief-stricken. You need to go on with it. So maybe you can put up with that for a little period of time in this game, but no, you've got to remember it is whoever it is, be it manager, be it players, got to get on with it, got to go and win the games. And At this point in time, I think Norwich away actually slightly happy. You know, the game could have got away from them quite easily there. They're 2-1 down. They've got a lot of players on the bench that they would like to bring on near the end of the game. So if they can stay like this, you know, maybe just a goal in it with 10-15 minutes to go, and then have a little bit of a dig then with the substitutions with the attack-minded wide players they've got, that might be a temptation.
And Norwich have won a throw. They're shaping up for a long one with McCallum, and it's flicked on by Hanley and claimed by Allison. That was great technique by Grant Hanley. Unorthodox, back to goal, flicks the header backwards. Just didn't quite have the height to beat Allison, but Liverpool have given it away, bringing it out of defence. And Kenny McLean coming forward, right-hand side of the area. Delivery straight into the arms of Allison with Ashley Barnes rushing in. That's a little bit more encouraging for Norwich.
That was really well played there by Kenny McLean. You've seen they tried to play it out from the back, but a little bit lazy the way they were playing it out from the back, Liverpool there. But the ball wasn't perfect going in there. But again, a little bit of a lift. Norwich know they're going to get limited amount of times up there, but that looked pretty good for them again. That is maybe the danger here with Liverpool. Not only the fans, but the players as well. It looks as if it's a little bit too easy sometimes. It's not going to be, because when they get a chance, Norwich are going to do their best to get forward.
2 minutes of added time at the end of this first half, and we're into it now. Liverpool 2, Norwich 1 in the FA Cup fourth round. In the WSL, Bristol City have equalised against West Ham. That is 1-1. And Quansah has it for Liverpool. Out to the left-hand side, and Joe Gomez, who plays it back to Jarrell Quansah once more. Forward now to Curtis Jones. He's challenged by Jack Stacey, but does manage to steer the ball back to Quansah once more. He plays it to Konate. He's now taken up that berth in the centre circle. Bradley out to the right-hand side, and Gravenberg Nunez picks it up, ball into the area. Gakpo is in there. It's headed away by Norwich. Comes out to Gomez. Urged to shoot once again. Plays it forwards, and now back it goes to Quansah as Bradley picks it up on the right-hand side. But again, the lull around Anfield. That sense of what is coming to an end, and as Pat says, they can't focus on that, and Klopp has made it very clear that he doesn't want them to focus on him. The ball goes out of play. They are winning by 2-1. It's very, very much a deserved lead, but to try and get that little bit of breathing space, that 2-goal gap between themselves and Norwich, if they can do so before half-time, and you'd have to say it would pan out to be a very comfortable first half for Liverpool.
It's comfortable, yeah, but you know, the passing has slowed right down from Liverpool. Yeah, maybe they want to do that, take a little bit of a rest. They've had a lot of games, you know, and remember, they've made a lot of changes for this game as well, so don't expect everything to be perfect, but you just expected them to be zipping it about a little bit quicker. And as you say, if they could get that, you know, extra goal, you know, a 2-goal cushion, then they can relax and play as slowly as you like. But any game of football, but particularly cup games, a 1-goal lead isn't enough.
So free kick to Norwich midway through their own half. Goal in the Championship, QPR Huddersfield, Aaron Paul.
This was swinging either way, and it's heartbreak for QPR, but elation for Huddersfield. QPR 0, Huddersfield 1, 87 played, and Jack Rodoni has put the Yorkshire side ahead. The initial shot played from the edge of the area was deflected into the path of Rodoni, past the scrambler players. He slotted in at Asmir Begovic's near post, and this could be a huge 3 points for Huddersfield in the race of survival if they can hang on to them. QPR 0, Huddersfield 1, 2 minutes to go.
Thanks very much, Aaron. Here at Anfield, the half-time whistle has gone, and in this FA Cup fourth round tie, Liverpool lead Norwich by 2-1. Curtis Jones with the opener, Ben Gibson with the equaliser, Darwin Nunez restoring Liverpool's lead with a clinical finish. And Pat Nevin, as we say, Liverpool incredibly dominant, certainly worthy of the lead, could be more, but they have taken their foot off the gas a bit.
Yeah, they haven't. As I say, there's sometimes there's good reasons for that. You know, they've had a lot of games, there's a lot of changes been made, you know, and they've had periods of game when they've looked really, really good, and they've zipped it. I mean, certainly, Bradley's been brilliant the whole way through the game. Nice to see McConnell not doing anything particularly showy, just, you know, doing the simple easy passes, playing himself into the game and looking quite nice. Nunez scoring that brilliant goal as well, but you know, it's enough so far. But you just get the feeling Norwich will be a little bit boosted by the last 10-15 minutes when they see Liverpool not going at that level, at that pace, asking them as many questions. So they'll go into that dressing room and think, we're still in this tie, we're still in this competition, and if they can keep it held at 1-goal difference and keep it till maybe 10-15 minutes to go, then have a real goal, that may well be the manager's idea. But then again, there is the idea that you have a look at that Liverpool bench. That ain't bad either.
Absolutely. Well, we talked about, of course, the fact that this is Jurgen Klopp's first game since that shock announcement on Friday that he will be stepping down at the end of the season. We've talked about the effect it's had on the atmosphere, both positive and a little bit in terms of shock as well. But if there's any concerns about the way his players are responding, sure, he will make them very, very clear in the dressing room at half-time. Have to say, they've been dominant, they deserve the lead, but they need to step it up a bit with the energy in that second half. Half-time here at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Norwich 1.
Vicky, Pat, thank you both very much indeed. Quick reminder, if you've only joined us in the last 45 minutes or so, earlier this afternoon the game was suspended for 35 minutes at the Hawthorns, where West Brom were beaten by Wolves in the FA Cup fourth round after trouble in the stands between the two sets of supporters. After the second goal went in for Wolves, fighting broke out. There was some pretty serious looking injuries as well. We'll have more reflections on that shortly. The other two big sports stories of the day: England beating India in Hyderabad by 28 runs following a brilliant effort by spinner Tom Hartley, who took 7 wickets, and Yannick Sinner coming from 2 sets to love down to Daniil Medvedev to win the Australian Open in 5. More to come, and we'll be back here at Anfield for second half commentary after the news with Stuart Clarkson.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live. 2 teenage boys have died after being stabbed in Bristol last night. Police say the 15 and 16-year-olds were attacked by a group who fled the Knoll West area in a car. A murder investigation has started. A 44-year-old man and a 15-year-old boy have been arrested, but officers say they're still looking for further suspects. Police in the Thai beach resort of Pattaya say a 33-year-old British man has died after his parachute failed to open during a base jump from a building. His social media pages suggest he was an experienced parachutist. The Business Secretary, Kemi Badenoch, says she asked the chair of the Post Office, Henry Staunton, to step down because the organisation's governance wasn't working. The Post Office has been dealing with the fallout of the Horizon scandal, where hundreds of branch managers were wrongly convicted of fraud and theft because of faulty accounting software. And the beauty company Avon has been criticised for continuing operations in Russia despite the war in Ukraine. Avon says it's providing critical support for women whose livelihoods depend on the business.
Pep Guardiola,
a perfectionist,
a tactical genius,
the best manager of his generation,
the best manager in history.
Reserve team coach Pep Guardiola, a popular former player at the new camp, will take over from Rijkaard.
This is a podcast all about the man who has shaped the modern game.
It feels almost as if he's solved the riddle, if he's cracked the code for football.
From his history in La Masia to dominating football across Europe.
He's brought a brand of football to the Premier League that we've never seen before.
Everybody plays like Pep's teams now.
On football, he takes you to heaven.
From BBC 5 Live.
Sporting Giants, Pep Guardiola.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sport with Steve Crossman.
On 5 Live. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Liverpool 2, Norwich City 1, half-time here in the FA Cup fourth round. The fifth round draw is coming up very shortly, and we will bring it to you. Earlier today, as you've been hearing, crowd trouble at the Hawthorns held up play for more than half an hour as Wolves beat West Brom by 2-0. The fighting actually started close to the area which is reserved for the players' families. Objects were thrown by fans of both sides. There's a statement from the FA which reads like this: the disorder that occurred at the Black Country derby between West Brom and Wolverhampton Wanderers is completely unacceptable. Safety and security are of the utmost importance. The behaviour of those involved is dangerous and inexcusable. We will be investigating these serious incidents alongside the clubs and the relevant authorities, and the appropriate action will be taken. Our football correspondent John Murray was watching at the Hawthorns. I know you've been listening to the post-match reaction. John, what's been said and what more do we know?
Yes, well, all is quiet in the Hawthorns now. Everyone has left the ground, all of the supporters, but we had trouble in the stands in 2 separate areas, in opposite corners of the stands. To date, the West Midlands Police have told us that there have been 3 arrests around the match, and that 1 person has been taken to hospital for treatment for head injuries. And you're right, Steve, I'm told that most of the families would be in hospitality boxes, but there were complimentary tickets for families families in the area where the trouble sparked initially, which is where the Birmingham Road meets the West stand where I'm sitting now. West Brom say that they're going to release a statement of their own in due course in response to that, but their head coach Carlos Corberán has said that he is disappointed by any type of aggressive behaviour, but he also said that there weren't any what he called negative consequences for any family members of the players. While it was happening, I described Kyle Bartley of West Brom, the central defender, actually going in there and getting his family, what clearly his family, out of that area. He was substituted before the restart, but Carlos Corberán said that in actual fact that was the plan because he was on a yellow card, so it wasn't a case of Kyle Bartley after that asking to be substituted. So that was the West Brom view. As for Wolves, well, Five Live's Andy Giddings asked the Wolves manager Gary O'Neill what his view on what happened is.
Obviously really disappointed. I think everyone that comes to a football match should feel safe and should be able to come to enjoy the spectacle of an FA Cup tie and a local derby. You know, children, elderly people, all in that area of the stand, and so I hope firstly everyone's okay and there's no sort of lasting effects and no one got badly injured. And I think Wolves fans away at the other end were a real credit to the club. I thought they behaved exceptionally all day. Trouble was obviously quite a long way from there, so it was the other end and hard for me to see. But yeah, we shouldn't be talking about stuff like that in 2024. Everyone should be able to come to the football, behave himself, enjoy it for what it is. Two teams trying to win a game, enjoy it, accept winning and losing, go home. So yeah, really disappointing because I should be talking to you about winning a derby away from home that we haven't won for 28 years and how good everyone was, and we're forced obviously to talk about a really disappointing spell in the game where we had to take the players off. And but as I say, most important thing is I hope everyone's okay.
The Wolves manager Gary O'Neill there at the Hawthorns, thanks to John Murray as well. We just heard about a really important goal down at the bottom of the Championship. Let's go back to Loftus Road, QPR, Huddersfield, Aaron Paul.
QPR are still alive. It's 1-1. Kenneth Parr with the deflected goal. In off an Elias chair cross. We're into the dying embers. QPR 1, Huddersfield 1.
Right, let's get the FA Cup 5th round draw with 2008 winner Glenn Johnson, presented by Seema as well.
And just to let you know, there are 16 balls to be drawn today. And one to look out for is number 9, Maidstone United. They're the lowest ranked side in the mix. Nicely done, Glenn. Are you ready? Let's take it away.
2.
Number 2, Blackburn Rovers or Wrexham. They meet at Ewood Park on Monday night. So one of those sides will host...
Number 16.
Number 16, Newcastle United, 6 times winners of the FA Cup. A great tie to get us underway.
Number 8.
Number 8 is Chelsea or Aston Villa. They drew at Stamford Bridge on Friday night. It was goalless in the end there.
Number 12.
They'll play number 12, so Leeds United or Plymouth Argyle. They also drew at Ellen Road on Saturday. So that's during replay as well.
Number 3.
Number 3, AFC Bournemouth. What a win it was on Thursday for them against Swansea. It was 5-0 in the end. So travelling to the south coast.
Number 6.
Is number 6, Leicester City, top of the Championship, having a great campaign, and they're winners of this as well back in 2021.
10.
Number 10, so Liverpool or Norwich. Liverpool currently 2-1 up, courtesy of a goal from Nunez, who put them 2-1 up.
Number 1.
Playing number 1, Watford or Southampton. That's also currently in play. Watford are leading by a goal to 0.
Number 5.
Number 5, Bristol City or Nottingham Forest. It was a goalless draw at Ashton Gate on Friday. So one of those sides will be hosting...
14.
Number 14, Newport County or Manchester United. That kicks off at 4:30 this afternoon.
Number 4.
Number 4, that's Wolverhampton Wanderers, who won the Black Country Derby earlier on against West Brom. That was 2-0 in the end.
15.
Hosting number 15, Brighton and Hove Albion. What a season they're having under Roberto De Zerbi, semi-finalist last season as well. There are 4 balls left now.
Number 7.
Number 7, Sheffield Wednesday or Coventry City. It was a 1-1 draw at Hillsborough on Friday night between the two.
Number 9.
Playing number 9, Maidstone United. Now, here's a stat for you. They're the first club from outside the top 5 tiers in round 5 since Blythe Spartans in 1978. A great adventure for those Maidstone United fans, for sure.
13.
Number 13 is Luton Town. They've not reached the quarter-final since 1994. And last, but by no means least...
Number 11.
We have number 11, Manchester City, second in the Premier League, reached to the semi-final at least 5 times in the last 5 seasons. Thank you very much, Glenn. That was beautifully done, and thank you for your company as well. And that completes the Emirates FA Cup 5th round draw, and those ties will be played from the midweek of February the 28th.
There you go, FA Cup 5th round draw. Let's go straight back to Loftus Road in the Championship. Aaron.
All over here, QPR 1, Huddersfield 1, a game with late drama after 86 minutes of pretty turgid nothingness, Steve. Loads of half chances, very, very scrappy. 2 teams very much involved in a relegation battle. Jack Radoni put Huddersfield ahead. Lucky deflection after the initial shot from the edge of the area bobbled through to him. He slotted past just inside 6 yards of Asmir Begovic's near post, and it looked like Huddersfield would hang on for all 3 points, but no. This Loftus Road crowd sensed that their side could grab a goal, and QPR huffed and puffed, and the ball was whipped in from the right-hand side. It was a gorgeous delivery from Ilias Chair, and at the back post was full-back Kenneth Parle, who stuck a boot out and smashed the ball on the volley past Lee Nichols in the Huddersfield goal. Cue delirium from Loftus Road. It's as you were in the league table, no ground made up, but QPR, this is a huge point for them after thinking that maybe this game had ebbed away from them. Full time at Loftus Road, QPR 1, Huddersfield Town 1.
Let's go back to the Test cricket. England completed an historic victory over India on day 4 in Hyderabad. Ben Stokes' side winning by 28 runs, thanks to a knock of 196 from Ollie Pope yesterday, and debutant Tom Hartley today taking 7 for 62. This is a guy who was hit for 6 on his first ball in Test cricket, but captain Ben Stokes says he always trusted him.
Gave him the new ball, gave him a long spell in our first bowling innings. Didn't go sort of how he maybe wanted it or how we wanted it, but I was committed to giving him that long spell because I've been speaking a lot to him and he's been hearing a lot of how we operate, and I felt I needed to do that for him because I knew that we're on a long tour. I'm going to need him again at some point throughout this game.
Some people are calling Ollie's not one of the best ever by an England batter overseas.
I totally agree with that. Joe did have a couple, but unfortunately he slipped down to number 2 and 3 now behind Ollie Pope.
Ben Stokes talking to Stefan Shevelt, the TMS podcast, reacting to England's incredible win is on BBC Sounds. Now, just to mention, in 45 minutes' time, England take on Australia in the final of the Netball Nations Cup. Commentary on 5 Sports Extra with Lindsay Chapman and Amma Abwezi. That starts at 4 p.m. The coverage. England had a remarkable and dramatic victory over New Zealand in the semi-final, so that should be great, as should the game we have at Rodney Parade in the FA Cup. Newport County versus Manchester United. Chris Temple.
Yes, afternoon, Steve. A real FA Cup feel around this one. Manchester United have made 5 changes from the draw with Spurs 2 weeks ago. In come Casemiro, Lisandro Martinez, Luke Shaw and Anthony. No Marcus Rashford today. United stays recovering from illness. They give a debut to Turkish goalkeeper Altay Binder. Newport are unchanged. They're 7 unbeaten. They've won the last 3 and they've erected a temporary stand to add 1,000 more fans. 9,000 in total will be here.
Newport County or Manchester United underway in an hour, and they will go to Bristol City or Nottingham Forest in the next round. Liverpool or Norwich City, whoever wins here at Anfield, at home to Watford or Southampton. Ball on the centre circle. Second half commentary with Pat Nevin and Vicky Sparks.
Thanks very much, Steve. Yes, it will be Liverpool to get us underway, and Ryan Gravenberch does exactly that. So Liverpool leading by 2-1 goals in the first half from Curtis Jones and Darwin Nunez, sandwiching that Ben Gibson effort. No changes from either side at half-time. We'll take you through the lineups in a moment. Liverpool all in red, Norwich in their home kit as well. The yellow shirts, the green shorts and the yellow socks. Liverpool in possession, kicking from left to right towards the Kop as we look at it. And they have the ball with Konate just outside the centre circle. So we'll take you through their lineup, although we won't, because Conor Bradley's on the ball, and when he's on the ball, things tend to happen. Midway through the Norwich half on this right-hand side, exchanges passes with James McConnell. McConnell, the 19-year-old, making his first start for Liverpool this afternoon. But as Liverpool do work it back to the halfway line, let's give it a go. Allison in goal, the back four of Bradley, who's been very good indeed. Quansah, Canate and Gomez. McConnell, Jones and Gravenberch ahead of them as Gomez just tidies up there, with Norwich looking to steal in behind, but Gomez steers it safely back to Allison. Gakpo, Jota and Nunez completing that lineup. The likes of Van Dijk, Diaz, Robertson and Alexander-Arnold and Szoboszlai as well, the latter two returning from injury on the bench this afternoon for Jurgen Klopp's side. Quansah in possession for Liverpool midway through their own half. Norwich with Long in goal as we welcome listeners to the BBC's World Service to Anfield for this FA Cup fourth round tie. Liverpool leading 2-1 and ball into the penalty area. Gakpo brilliantly blocked away by the sliding Jack Stacey as he let fly at goal. Liverpool still keeping things alive over on that far side. Joe Gomez plays the ball in, looking for Darwin Nunez, who wins the header on the angle. It's tame. It's into the arms of George Long, who is in goal for Norwich. Their back four of Stacey, Hanley the captain back from injury, Gibson who scored that initial equaliser in the first half, and McCallum ahead of them. It's a midfield five of Fasnacht, Nunez, Marcelino Nunez, Sarah, McLean and Hernandez supporting Ashley Barnes up front. And Barnes it is now, the former Burnley man on the ball, wins the free kick just outside the centre circle. So free kick to Norwich. Liverpool still lead by 2-1, but that was a big chance for Gakpo, Pat Nevin.
It certainly was. If he'd have left it, I think Bradley was coming in the back post as well. But you mentioned the two goal scorers for Liverpool. In actual fact, for once, I think the two assists were actually more important. Bradley, brilliant on the right-hand side when he made the assist for the second one for Nunez. But the ball from James McConnell, playing his first game to the back post, they put Curtis Jones in for... I was going Jones in for an unmissable, but it's not unmissable, but it was a great chance. I mean, that is incredible for two young lads.
Oh, Norwich with the free kick there. Liverpool switching off slightly. Sam McCallum able to get it back across the area. Liverpool eventually do clear. Long shot from distance, driven just wide by Gabriel Sara. That was the best part of 30 yards. What a hit that was. Caught it sweetly, caught it cleanly. Fizzes just past Allison's post.
Yeah, officially gets an ooh for that one because he gets lots and lots of power on it. Going towards the corner there, probably the goalkeeper had it an option, had it covered, but he had an option on the left hand side. He could have played it wide, might have been the more sensible thing to do, but hey, it's the FA Cup, you got to have a go from 25 yards now and again.
West Ham have retaken the lead in the WSL away to Bristol City by 2-1. And Onel Hernandez losing out there to Conor Bradley, who then is dispossessed by Hernandez, and Marcelino Nunez will pick it up for Norwich. Plays it all the way back to Ben Gibson. Norwich, who are looking to find a victory against Liverpool for the first time in 19 meetings against the Liverpool side, who are unbeaten at Anfield all season and have only lost 3 times in all competitions. It's Liverpool who lead by 2-1 against the Championship side. And McConnell is applauded as he steers the ball calmly back to the centre circle. Out to the left-hand side, Liverpool work it, and Darwin Nunez, whose goal has restored that advantage in the first half. Lovely ball out to the right-hand side to find Conor Bradley, who whips the delivery in. It's dangerous. It's flicked away on the edge of the 6-yard box by Sam McCallum and bounces out of play for a Liverpool throw over on the far side midway through the Norwich half.
Yeah, so one of the things that's really impressed me about McConnell, a lot of simple, easy passes. Don't do anything silly at the start. Play yourself into the game. Try and play yourself into the team. That'll be tough. However, when he's had his eye on the good pass, the big pass, the main one, he's managed to pick that one out as well. So each time he's played the ball, he's getting a little bit of applause from those Liverpool fans, which is great because they know their own and they know that he needs to get a little bit of help now and again, and they've been great with him.
And he's on the ball again, the 20-year-old, interchanging passes with Jota, and now picked up by McConnell. In field now to Joe Gomez, who's drifted into that central position from out wide. Jones picks it up, plays it to the edge of the area, and Gakpo back to Jones once more, urged to shoot, does so. Ooh, almost a stunner. Long was on the stretch, might have had it covered. Fizz has passed that far post.
A really neat play, but how many times have you watched Liverpool doing that? They're facing it at the Kop now, and they play around that 18-yard line like a basketball court. Pass until a little half a yard opens up, tries to curl it in, and that's one of those ones where, had it managed to sneak on target, I don't think the keeper was getting it.
Oh, it would have been a stunner, wouldn't it? Lovely strike from Jones, just slightly off target as McLean goes down and the whistle goes and Norwich have the free kick. If you're David Wagner, what would you have said to your side at half time?
Well, I think I know what he has said. Play a little bit further up the field. I mean, if you look at the way that they're set up at the moment, a little bit further forward, you know, the first half it was just everyone, it was a 4, it was 5, then big long gap, 1. Well, it's not like that just now. The way they're playing just now, they're trying to get as many people up front to try and get, you know, beside Ashley Barnes, because he's good at holding the ball up, but you need to get some support.
Commentator's curse, he's lost it immediately. Here comes Curtis Jones down the right hand side, approaching the Norwich City penalty area. Liverpool 2, Norwich 1 here in the FA Cup 4th round on 5 Live, the World Service and BBC Sounds. The winners of this tie will face the winners of Watford against Southampton. We'll be heading for an update there shortly. But Liverpool in possession still with Joe Gomez. One lone voice behind us urging him to shoot from 45 yards out. It's not going to happen. Sorry. Out to the left-hand side, and Gakpo plays it into the area. Bradley was making the run. Little ricochet. Shouts for handball, particularly from Diogo Jota, who was watching on. Our referee Sam Barrett not moved. We do have VAR in the FA Cup here at Anfield, so they will be having a quick check. Norwich have worked the ball up towards halfway. Darwin Nunez plays it forward, cleared away by McCannon once more, picked up by Konate on the halfway line, and all the way back to Konsa, who goes back to Allison. So let's head for an update. Watford Southampton, Sohail Sahi.
And at the moment, Vicky, it's Watford because they're leading Southampton by a goal to 0. We've got 10 minutes of this game to play, and Southampton have had their first real shot on target a minute ago. Mason Holgate, a right-footed effort, 25 yards away, punched away by Daniel Batman. Watford 1, Southampton 0.
Thanks very much, Sohail. Ball is back with Allison. Liverpool leading by 2-1 here. A reminder that Wolves also through this afternoon. They won 2-0 at West Brom in a match delayed by crowd trouble as Ben Gibson wins the header, not decisively. Jota into the area. 3-1 Liverpool. Norwich unable to clear their lines, and that's clinical from Diogo Jota. Lovely finish. Flies past long. Liverpool 3, Norwich City 1.
Again, the problem if you push up a little bit, Liverpool are very, very good in the break. Simple ball over the top there. Gibson, he's got to try and get height and distance on that, but he was going backwards. He couldn't get any power on the header, and all he managed to do was head up straight into there, and you can't do that when Jota's around. Still quite a lot to do for Jota. They were looking at a possible offside, can't see that at all. And for Jota, doesn't bother taking a touch, waits until it bounces and leathers it past goalkeeper. First time there, and that is a striker's goal. That is a natural striker's goal. And when you look at Jota when he scores, in comparison to Nunez, he's still a more natural striker, Jota. Far more natural striker, but it doesn't matter. Both of them have scored, and that will definitely please the manager.
Cracking finish, as Pat says, from Diogo Jota. Got a lovely bit of lift to it, flew into the bottom corner. 12th goal of the season for Diogo Jota, and changes are afoot for Liverpool, having given themselves this little bit of breathing space here at Anfield against Norwich City, leading by 3-1 as Gibson fizzes that back to George Long, who clears away under pressure from Darwin Nunez. Just looking down there at those options of players coming on. Dominic Szoboszlai looks as though he will make his return from injury, and Andy Robertson as well hasn't played since the 12th of October after dislocating his shoulder against Spain. Back on the bench last match against Fulham. He's preparing to come on, as is Virgil van Dijk. So triple change being prepared. They'll all be greeted warmly, but to see Robertson back, Pat Nevin, for you as well, of course, with the Scotland hat on.
Yeah, absolutely, very, very important for Scotland as well as for Liverpool as well. It's a great, great moment. I mean, each one of those players that's come on would get a huge and rapturous reception. But maybe this one in particular. And Van Dijk's going to come on first. Robertson's waiting a wee while. We'll see what the action is. Gomez is coming off. He'll get a great reception. In fact, they're all getting great receptions. But Robertson's waiting for last to come on, and a big moment for him to be really back in. Listen to that.
Huge roars for Andy Robertson. His first appearance, as we say, since mid-October after dislocating his shoulder against Spain while on Scotland duty. So the players going off: Joe Gomez, Ibrahima Konate and Curtis Jones. Virgil van Dijk, Dominic Szoboszlai back from injury as well, and Andy Robertson on Szoboszlai's first appearance since New Year's Day. They do have Trent Alexander-Arnold as well, who's recovered from injury to make the squad. There you go, there's the cheer for Robertson. He got two, didn't he? One for coming on and one for the announcement. He might as well break them up, really, mightn't you?
Yeah, but the odd thing is I mentioned the fact that you've actually now got two very, very similar players, one playing the left, one playing on the right. That's horrible to play against if you're a defence, because you can't overcover. And they've been overcovering all day, Norwich. Time and time again, both those players will get up the field and put really dangerous crosses in, and also been a danger himself. There goes Robertson. First overlap.
And he plays it in field to Cody Gakpo. Liverpool leading by 3-1, and Anfield finding its voice again. Out to the right-hand side. That ball was caught from Quansah and will go straight out of play for a throw to Norwich, which Sam McCallum will take. Pat Nevin.
Yeah, just oddly that time, Robertson always knows when to make the run, because he's been doing it forever. On that occasion, Bradley just got a bit too excited and went too far forward. Look, leave the space in front of you to run into. Like, young player, he's learning very, very quickly. He's actually arguably been the best player on the pitch today for Liverpool, but that time just a wee bit too excitable.
Nice bit of skill by Szoboszlai down the right hand side, plays it in field now to Gravenberch and Gakpo. Robertson's making the run into the area. Gakpo 30 yards out, central position, plays it to James McConnell, who plays it out to this right hand side, and Conor Bradley in field to Szoboszlai once more, and back to McConnell. But Liverpool very much in charge of this fourth round tie. They have progressed from 11 of their last 12 FA Cup ties against lower league opposition, the exception defeat by Wolves in the fourth round here back in 2017, but they have looked on top. They've been the better side throughout this tie, and although Norwich did manage to level for a few minutes in the first half, 3-1, it's a long way back for the Championship side. And David Wagner so close, of course, to Jurgen Klopp now, as Jota has it. Jota, who has given them this breathing space. His ball was rather casual, charged down by Gabriel Sara, and Ashley Barnes is going to go for goal from his own half, and Alisson is calm enough and back enough to chest that down and play it out to the left-hand side. That was absolutely on. I know he was, 20 yards inside his own half, but the goalkeeper's so far outside his box there. If he just needs, he's 20 yards outside his box when Ashley picks up the ball there, but he just didn't catch it clean enough. So 13 minutes played in this second half. Liverpool 3, Norwich City 1, as that slice of sunshine bathes the Norwich fans as the drive over from Gravenberch hits the Kop and is collected by the supporters there. I think he managed to get to the back third of the Kop. That wasn't his best shot over the top. Well, they're getting a bit excited now. This is good to hear. Yeah, Liverpool running through the repertoire here at Anfield as Jurgen Klopp stands with his hands in his pockets. As we say, he made it very clear when he made that shock announcement on Friday that he will be leaving at the end of the season. Nobody has to make the games now about me. Please don't. If I could ask for that, it would be really nice. And there has been a focus on the team today and that general support, but of course they have made their admiration, their adoration and appreciation of Jurgen Klopp clear as well. But as we say, there are times, and you hear it now as the atmosphere lulls, where I think some fans are just thinking about still, if they will, I'm sure for days and weeks, what this all means. What does this mean for the future of the club? A man who has restored glory to them, that 6th Champions League, or as it was formerly known, of course, European Cup title, the first league title for 30 years, so longly awaited, so eagerly desired. 7 trophies in all, the Premier League, the Champions League, FA Cup, of course, once back in 2022, League Cup, UEFA Super Cup, Club World Cup, Community Shield. What might they add to that this season in this final chapter? Looks as though they're heading through to the 5th round of the FA Cup, unless Norwich can spring a comeback. They've got time to do so, just over half an hour to play, and they're coming down the left-hand side, Norwich, with Onal Hernandez well dispossessed on the edge of the penalty area. The ball is cleared out of play for a Norwich throw. Liverpool 3, Norwich 1 on 5 Live, the World Service and BBC Sounds. I think the referee's going to allow possibly substitutions to be made, but I think he's having a little look at the tackle that was made there by McConnell. The studs were up a little bit, unnecessarily so. You don't do that. It may tick in, tick out. The young man, as I say that, he's brought McConnell over and said, look, come on, be very, very careful. I know you're a young man, you're excited, don't go studs up there in a tackle. Yeah, it wasn't a huge amount of contact, but of course, we've seen players penalised for that, haven't we? And red cards overturned.
In simple terms,
season.
Hey, that's a yellow card, full stop. It should be a yellow card, but well done, referee. His young players just coming in, didn't hurt anyone. There was no malice in it, but you can't make tackles like that.
So triple change being made by David Wagner of Norwich, the first player to make way. Onel Hernandez, and he will be replaced by Borja Sainz. Ashley Barnes, he's put in a shift but been isolated for much of this game, is replaced by Adam Eder. And Jacob Sorensen, the final player to come on. And it is the captain, Grant Hanley, who's just back from injury, who is replaced by Jacob Sorensen. Now, where are we going next? Let's head to Watford. There's been a goal. Watford Southampton, Sahel Sahi.
And an equaliser in the 90th minute. Watford 1, Southampton 1. Southampton were piling on the pressure. Cross from the right hand side. It wasn't cleared. It was cleared actually to the edge of the penalty area. And Stuart Armstrong with a right footed shot went past the Watford goalkeeper Daniel Batman. And we're all level. We're into time added on, Vicky, here. 6 minutes to play. Watford 1, Southampton 1.
Thank you very much, Sahel. And a reminder, the eventual winner of that tie, either through late drama or more late drama, should we say, this afternoon, or through a replay, will face the winner of this tie. Liverpool leading Norwich by 3-1. As McConnell steals that ball, it's played forward now. Szoboszlai into the area. Nunez trying to get the shot away. A little deflection. Vital one. Takes it behind for a corner. But Liverpool had the red shirts streaming forward there. They could have put this game beyond Norwich. Out of sight. And Jurgen Klopp with a grimace. There's half a grin on the touchline. He knows it.
Well, could have and definitely should have. At one point there, they were 4v1 and didn't manage to get a ball shot on target there. I mean, it goes to Nunes. His first touch isn't great there, but he should still get it on target. Opportunity missed.
So corner to Liverpool, taken from this right-hand side. Szoboszlai, the header is powerful and in from distance by Virgil van Dijk. Oh, he rose like a colossus there, and the power takes it past George Long, and Liverpool are heading for the 5th round of the FA Cup. They lead Norwich by 4-1.
Isn't that always the way? You take off your centre-back and man's supposed to be marking, goes up and scores. And Van Dijk, he's just been on the park a few minutes and he just cruises on there. And these Liverpool fans already winning the game at a bit of a cruise. And they can bring on Van Dijk, and they can bring on Robertson, they can bring on such quality. It's 4-1 now, and we're talking at half time there. It's got the feeling of Stamford Bridge during the week against Middlesbrough, when it could get really quite ugly.
Yeah, how many is it going to be? Liverpool certainly in this second half look in the mood, and you mentioned it at the end of the first half, Pat, just that dip in energy from the crowd and the players, taking the foot off the gas. Whatever Klopp said at half-time, it's had the desired effect, because Liverpool were good, they deserved the lead in the first half, they've been better in the second, and they are now out of sight, 4-1.
And by the way, they just needed a little lift. What a lift this place got with Van Dijk, what a lift they got by Robertson. And I'm just looking down at the bench again, and they're going to get another wee lift now, which they're going to thoroughly enjoy. Liverpool have, they've managed to stay top of the league. They've had a number of big players out injured, obviously, all sorts of problems that they've had, but they still managed to go over it. And look at what's coming back now. It's looking very special and slightly ominous for everyone else.
It is Trent Alexander-Arnold who's getting his final instructions from Jurgen Klopp. He stands, hands on hips, ready to enter the fray as Gakpo brings it down the left-hand side. Good delivery, well headed away by McCallum. Picked up by Bradley on this right-hand side. Plays it behind off Sainz. Liverpool corner, they lead 4-1 on 5 Live, the World Service and BBC Sounds. A reminder that 6:06 is coming up later this evening on BBC Radio 5 Live. Have your say with Robbie and Chris on all the weekend's action. But here, the change is about to be made that once again will be warmly greeted by Liverpool fans. Trent Alexander-Arnold returning from injury, and Darwin Nunez does a little 360 spin and applauds the crowd as they roar his name. He's on the score sheet. Liverpool have bagged 4, and we have to say, Pat, again, going back to that goal in the first half, it was a very clinical finish.
Yeah, it was clinical. It was also technically very, very good. The ball was actually straight in front of him. He didn't take it out to the side, right or left, so he had to pass it at an odd angle into the net, and he did so brilliantly, but effortlessly as well. As we say, total confidence in the player, and Well, you brought on Trent Alexander-Arnold for Nunes. Surely Trent's not going to go and play up front. You never know. He's capable of doing it.
Liverpool drive from the edge of the area, almost getting involved immediately. Trent Alexander-Arnold, 25 yards out, central position. It's blocked away by Norwich. Urged to shoot again. He's 45 yards out now, so tries to feed Szoboszlai instead. Can't do so. McCallum slides in, but Bradley's there. Szoboszlai plays it back to him, and all the way back now to Kwanzaa, who steers it out to this right-hand side, and Szoboszlai. Sainz dispossesses him. Good challenge by the Norwich attacker. McCallum, though, has lost it. Sainz can't win back possession. Will do now, though. The header falling straight to him, and Alexander-Arnold plays it to Andy Robertson. And Alisson might get a touch there. He came racing out of his penalty area, eager to get involved, and Robertson says no, let's keep going forward because we want more than the 4 goals that we've scored midway through the second half. Liverpool 4, Norwich 1.
It is intriguing now, because if you look at Liverpool now, it's been a while coming, but you've got Robertson back, you've got Alexander-Arnold now able to go and just waltz into the midfield, not worried about the right back position too much because he's got Bradley that can go and do that. This might be a real look at the future going forward over weeks, possibly months, but even longer than that, because if you get Trent in the middle there, you can set your entire midfield around that. So we're actually possibly watching here not only the start of the goodbyes, but actually the beginning of something very new and very exciting.
Norwich City with a free kick just inside their own half, and steered back now to Sorensen, forward now to Marcelino Nunez, who plays it out to this left-hand side. Son McCallum will pick it up as Norwich look to reduce the deficit. Signs into the area, might do so. Very unselfish, pulls it back, flags up on the far side as Fastnuck steered it in. Now we do have VAR. Let's see, ruled out on the pitch. Let's see what happens off it. Could it be 4-2? Or will it stay at 4-1 Liverpool?
I didn't think it was. We'll see. We've got a good angle here, but is he going to? Yeah, he's gone too early. That's not going to count. Shame that, because you're right. You know, when the point gets the ball into the area, is it Sainz cuts it back there, picks him out, absolutely beautiful. But I'm afraid he's about 2 yards offside. Well done, assistant referee, with a decent angle on it.
Yep, decision is confirmed. VAR needed, but the quickest of glances.
I'd confirmed it before that.
And it stays at 4-1, goal ruled out correctly for offside for Norwich. Liverpool playing up from the back. Alisson will steer it away from Gabriel Sara out to the left-hand side. Let's head for the full time in the WSL. Tottenham against Manchester City. Becky Ives.
And it's finished Man City 2, Tottenham 0. Man City definitely the better of the two teams, most of the ball throughout this game. An own goal from Amy Turner and a strike at the near post from Bonnie Shaw. The difference between these two sides. Martha Thomas did have the ball in the back of the net for Spurs, but it was deemed offside.
Drives, what a goal! Outstanding. That one will count. What an impact off the bench. Just outside the penalty area, a rocket flies past Alisson, and maybe this isn't all over yet. Pat Nevin, Liverpool 4, Norwich 2.
Well, you're beginning to think, what's Sainz been doing? Why was he not on the pitch early on in the game? He's come on, he's created one there. Obviously it was chopped off, he's run into a good area, but as soon as he picked the ball off there, you know, Van Dijk makes no effort whatsoever to close him down. And you need to be honest about this, even the good players, when they don't get it right, you say it. And Van Dijk, no effort to come out, close it down, ask him a question. So he says, I'll have a go. And he has leathered it from 25 yards right into the corner. Past Alisson, what a cracker of a goal.
Super strike from Borja Sainz. His 4th goal of the season. They are just double checking that it's all okay, and it is. So Liverpool get us underway, 4-2. And the twists and turns at Anfield might be on. Liverpool, who have been so comfortable, so dominant in this match. They were pegged back in the first half. Still that 2-goal buffer. Something for Norwich to battle for.
And that's the original idea. You know, when they were playing slightly negatively, more negatively than some Norwich fans would have liked. Obviously hoping to hold on and bring on those substitutes later on, but the problem is to bringing them on now when you're 4-1 down. It's a long way to come back from there, but you know, that'll give them a lift, and 6 goals, I'll take that.
Alexander-Arnold, who Gakpo can't control on the penalty spot, and Norwich will play it away, and they're off on the counter up towards halfway. Good defending by Robertson, and now Gravenberch will pick it up as Liverpool come forward, and for the first time really the game just opening up a little as they pick it up still on this right hand side with Bradley skipping past the challenge of Sainz, not though of Sam McCallum, but played into the area now. Bradley tried to pull it across unselfishly. Angle was tight. Little back heel there by Gabriel Sara as McCallum goes down. Free kick inside the penalty area for Norwich. But what about that for a back heel? He's in the process of clearing it, Gabriel Sara, inside his own penalty area. He back heels it to Sam McCallum, who then gets fouled. A back heel clearance towards your own goal. Is that genius or is it madness?
No, I think that's actually, that shows an awareness, 360 awareness. If you know that's the right ball on, it doesn't matter how you do it, you play the right ball. But you've got to be brave, and you've got to have had a look beforehand. That shows me he's a decent player with good awareness.
Long ball from Long once more for Norwich City. Liverpool 4, Norwich 2 here on 5 Live, the World Service and BBC Sounds. Sainz, who scored that cracker, picks it up, all out of play. The throw goes the way of Norwich. A few protests there from Liverpool, but they won't be heeded. It was a stunner, and we have to say as well, there was a fair amount of applause from many of the Liverpool fans inside Anfield as well for the way he hit that strike. I think that sort of applause happens when a goal makes it something like 4-2 rather than 4-3, perhaps, but still.
I can tell you, when I scored in that goal, they never applauded me.
Oh,
but it wasn't from 30 yards.
Former Everton winger Pat Nevin with us here on 5 Live this afternoon as the ball is launched into the area, flicked on towards goal, but Alisson is there and will claim. Gibson was up from the back, Stacey there as well, but straightforward enough for Alisson. He's just taking his time bowling this one out, does so overarm to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Winners of this will play the winners of Watford against Southampton. That has now finished. Are we heading for a replay? Suhail Sahi.
Yes, we are, Vicky. Ended Watford 1, Southampton 1. Stuart Armstrong with an 89th minute equaliser, denying Watford, who held the lead from the 5th minute. Southampton lacked ideas until a quadruple change just past the hour mark turned the momentum of this cup tie. They'll do it all again, full time here at Vicarage Road as they play Elton John's I'm Still Standing. Watford 1, Southampton 1.
Ball into the area from Liverpool, cleared away by Norwich. Liverpool 4, Norwich 2. And we have 17 minutes plus added time to play as the ball into the area almost falls kindly for Gakpo. Norwich have lost it just outside the box. Gakpo lays it off to Szoboszlai, whose effort is blocked by Gibson on the edge of the penalty area. Cleared away by Norwich, but only as far as Robertson. And now Van Dijk, who plays it forward to Alexander-Arnold, who is sitting in central midfield, exchanges passes with Dominic Szoboszlai, and back to Alexander-Arnold once more. Pat Nevin.
Yeah, the great thing about Liverpool, you watch them just now, the options. There are so many options now because a lot of the younger players that come through, and they now don't look like players that are kind of, Harvey Elliott, stick him on top of it as well. They're not, bit parts that you're worried about putting in. They're just filling gaps. These are serious players. These are players that can walk in and be just about as good as any of the players that have been bought and acquired for quite a lot of money as well. This is very exciting for Liverpool as everyone's coming back and getting fit, particularly obviously Alexander-Arnold and Robertson, but looking at the options that he's got ahead of him now, why is he leaving the manager?
Well, indeed, and more on that to come as Liverpool pick it up on the right hand side of the penalty area. Ball now delivered into the box, and the header just nodded wide by Diogo Jota. And behind for a Norwich goal kick. But I think that was one of the things. There was so much in the interview that Jurgen Klopp gave with Club Media and then in the press conference that was fascinating. Because as you say, Pat, I think a lot of people are thinking, well, they're in a great position. Why go now? But Klopp talking about, how difficult last season was and at other clubs it might have ended. But went on to say it was super, super, super important to me to bring this club back on the rails. When I realised that had happened quite early on this season, I could start thinking about myself again, and then it comes back to that story of energy and resources and not being able to go at 100,000% as he says that he loves to manage at. But it is that quandary. Do you go on the up or do you go when it hasn't worked out?
And very few leave when they're in a high the way that Jurgen Klopp is just now. And it's a lovely thing because they'll always be looked back on with that positivity. There's no dark side to it at all. But I actually completely trust the guy. For what he says, is the reasons why he's leaving. He's worked hard. It's exhausting at every single level. To go at that level for 20 odd years, he could do a break. He could do a little bit of time with the family. It would be nice.
Well, he said that he plans not to manage certainly again for a year. Says he'll never manage another club in England as Norwich pick up the ball outside their own penalty area.
Yeah, absolutely. No one's taking bets against him being the manager of Germany sometime in the near future. Absolutely no one's taking bets against that.
Ball over the top, looking for the run of Adam Eder for Norwich. It's cleared away, but will fall kindly for them as they look to try and continue this momentum. Picked up by Sarah. Now controlled nicely by Sainz, who's doing a couple of keepy-uppies outside the Liverpool penalty area, having scored that cracking goal that's made it Liverpool 4, Norwich 2. Coming forward once more, Marcelino Nunez. Tame shot straight into the arms of Alisson. But yeah, it's interesting as well, because I think he's been quite candid initially in that interview with Liverpool. He said, if you ask me, will I ever work as a manager again, I would say now no, but then went on to qualify it, very quickly, and said he didn't know how he'd feel because he never had that situation as James McConnell goes down here, so a brief pause for treatment. But I think he has been quite open about he just wants to have a normal life for a bit and see how he finds it. And, I think objectively you look at it from outside and think, can a man who's been as involved in the game as he has, who's had the success that he has, who has the passion for football like he has, stay away from it for even a year as he's planning to do? But, you never know. They're human beings. They have lives. They have families. I think he could.
I absolutely think he could. I remember watching Pep Guardiola do the same thing, and he goes over to New York, has a great time over there for a year, and you think, nah, Pep, you're coming back, mate. You know that it's absolutely and utterly in his blood in a certain way, and you wonder how much of a hinterland beyond it he's got. You look at Klopp and you think, nah, he'll be going to gigs, he'll be going to do other things. He looks as if he wants to have a little bit of a life. I can see him where, driving a Harley Davidson across America. You can see him doing all that stuff because he's got that kind of style about him. Because I think there is other lives that he could have lived that he would have wanted to do. Just that type of personality. So yeah, I can see him doing it for a period of time. But when you look around places like this and those moments, and to give them up and not walk back when they may still be waiting for you, that's going to be a big ask for him. Over the years, that's going to be a big ask. By the way, we're talking about the man leaving, the man who's just arrived, and he's just going to come off the field now, McConnell. He's got to be delighted with how he's done today. And it's just cramp he's coming off with. There's nothing else, I don't think.
Yeah, 19-year-old James McConnell. His full debut for Liverpool comes to an end. His first start for the club. Just picked up that little knock there. No risks needing to be taken. He is replaced by Luis Diaz. What I mainly took from that answer, Pat Nibble, is that you can't see Pep Guardiola in a mosh pit.
Absolutely not. No, many is good. I mean, Pep, a very interesting chap himself, an extraordinarily interesting chap himself. I don't think he can imagine Klopp staying away himself because he gauges it by his own look. But I look at Klopp and I think, there's plenty of things I can see him. I think a bandana and a motorbike, that's the first thing.
So Liverpool coming forward again. Here is Gakpo, pulls the ball across. Brilliant save by Long. Will it be fired in? It's off the line, just about. And blazed over at the last by Diogo Jota. Referee Sam Barrett points for a goal kick, but there's a lot to unpick there. You presume the watch hasn't gone off, so it hasn't gone over the line. Could have done once, if not twice. Jota then went down as he took the shot. He's asking the question of Sam Barrett, was he caught there? So VAR will be having a little look. Goal kick has been given to Norwich, but again, it's another huge chance for Liverpool, and a fantastic save initially by George Long.
Well, initially a fantastic save, and then a better one after that. The second one is absolutely brilliant. He's just thrown his hands up and hope for the best. It's hit off his left elbow the second time there. But those are two completely world-class saves. Now, when you go away from this, and if you're a goalkeeper coming in front of the Kop and you want to remember one moment, well, he's just had that moment, has he not? Two brilliant saves to keep it at 4-2.
And VAR are happy there's nothing else untoward in there, so Norwich will take this goal kick with George Long. And as you say, Pat, the second one, how quickly he gets up to make himself big right on the line as well. Keeps it at 4-2. And with 10 minutes to play, perhaps Norwich, having reduced the deficit from 4-1 to 4-2, still have hope. They're into the penalty area with Sainz, who got that goal. Now plays it to Marcelino Nunez, who whips it out to the right-hand side, and Jack Stacey, but the ball was a little strong and he's forced backwards. Ben Gibson has it now midway through the Norwich City half. Liverpool 4, Norwich 2, here on 5 Live, the World Service and BBC Sounds. A reminder that 6:06 is coming up later this evening. From 5 o'clock, have your say on all the weekend's action. You might want to discuss events here. Of course, Liverpool fans, give us a call if you still want to talk about what the last 48 hours has been like for you after the news of Jurgen Klopp's departure at the end of this season, as the ball is all the way through with George Long. You might have been at the Hawthorns today. Give us your take on those scenes, that crowd trouble that stopped the game for a significant period of time. Something nobody wants to see in football. People feeling unsafe in a stadium. Wolves eventually winning 2-0 and making it through to the 5th round. And it's finished in the other FA Cup tie that has already been taking place this afternoon. 1-1 between Watford and Southampton, so that heading to a replay. Winners of that will face the winners of this tie, which looks as though, Pat Nevin, with 9 minutes to play, it will be Liverpool.
Yeah, there's no need at this point in time. When Liverpool have got the 2-goal gap, there's no point in chasing it. You know, try and play well, get on the ball. No point in taking any chances. Don't want anybody injured, don't want any players exhausted. There's players coming back from injuries. You give them some minutes on the field. I mean, it's all worked well so far, but that's the last thing you want now when there's so many important games coming up. So yeah, control the game, and that's what they're trying to do as we speak.
And they're on the halfway line, and of course they want to win all 4 competitions that they're still competing in, and very much so in all of them. But now with the added emotional extra of this being the last chance to do that under Jurgen Klopp, it just adds that extra dimension to that desire, which, as we say, professional players, and he is a manager, you want to win because you want to win for the club and what it brings to these supporters.
Just whisper it. They like doing it for themselves first and foremost. Let's keep that a secret between you and I, okay? But they would love to do it for their manager too.
Liverpool in possession. Norwich are going to make a couple of other changes as Liverpool lose possession outside the Norwich City penalty area. McLean trying to bring the ball away, but all he can do is dink it out under pressure from Szoboszlai and out for a throw. And Norwich will now make these 2 changes. So Dimitris Giannoulis is the first player to come on, replacing Sam McCallum, so we've seen glimpses, haven't we, Pat, of what he can do going forward, but defensively he's been called out a couple of times as the second change is made.
It's very
coming
tough.
On as well.
It's very, very tough because you're playing against sometimes a winger, and then you go and mark him, and then you've left the right fullback coming on against you. You've got 2 men all the time. You always have to keep on making these decisions. And if you make one, the other one's going to go and get space. So it's been a hard one but he's shown me that he can play. He's shown me that when he's on the ball, he's very, very comfortable. And as a wing back and a back 3, I think he's a very, very, very talented player, the young lad. So well done, Sam McCallum. It was a hard day, but you showed me he can play. So
Liverpool in possession. Both sides have now made the full complement of their 5 permitted substitutions as the ball is back with Quanta. Liverpool 4, Norwich 2 on 5 Live, the World Service and BBC Sounds, as Robertson whips it out to the left-hand side and Luis Diaz has the chance to drive into the penalty area. He goes, dispossessed. Well, Norwich are claiming that got a nick off Diaz on its way through, but nothing doing. It will be a Liverpool corner.
Quite a lot of Liverpool players. It's not uncommon at Anfield in certain games throughout the season. You think, OK, this game's probably won. Let's try and fill our boots. Let's get the numbers up. Let's go some goals. And there's quite a few players out there, and Diaz, as much as anyone else, would love to get a goal at this point in time, but also players like Robertson too.
So Robertson with the corner, whips it in, and the header was once again by Van Dijk. He's already planted one. That one skewed away almost to that red corner flag down right in front of us. And Ida, under pressure, is trying to clear and can only clear straight out of play for another corner right in front of the Kop. Liverpool 4, Norwich 2, 6 minutes for added time to play in this FA Cup tie.
Yeah, but that was really good, wasn't it? That was 3 Liverpool players, pressing right down by the corner flag. So yeah, they want to get the ball back, they want to control the game. If they want to play it slowly, you can do that when you've got the ball, and that's what they do. They get the ball back quickly.
So it's the Szoboszlai to take the corner. Van Dijk's up from the back again meets the header down into the ground. Jossa won't pick it up. Norwich might be able to clear, just taken off the toes of science by Bradley, but plays it straight out of play, and it will be a throw to Norwich City. So Liverpool look set for the 5th round of the FA Cup. It will be only the 3rd time in Jurgen Klopp's 9 seasons here that they have reached the 5th round. Of course, they went on to win it the last time they did so in 2022, but so much to play for this season. Through to the League Cup final. They're in the last 16 of the Europa League. They're on the brink of the 5th round of the FA Cup, and of course sit top of the tree in the Premier League. How special will this wonderful book we wrote together, in Jurgen Klopp's words, be? I would love to put a few more chapters in it, he says, between now and the end of the season. How will the end of the story, what has been such a glorious story for Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool, play out? Out to the left, Liverpool go, and Luis Diaz leading by 4-2. Play to Szoboszlai, and Liverpool patiently will knock it around midway through the Norwich half. Again, the yellow shirts dropping deep. Norwich, you get the sense they know the game is up, barring what would be a quite remarkable late comeback in the final 4 minutes plus added time, as Van Dijk sends it out to the left-hand side. Ball into the penalty area, headed away by Sorensen. Will be picked up over on that far side by Szoboszlai, who plays it infield to Van Dijk. And overall, Pat, what can we say about this Liverpool performance on what we knew would be a hugely charged and emotional afternoon? Pat's thoughts in a moment, because Liverpool coming forward again. It will be a corner.
But the fact that they started with a number of players on the bench, it would be natural starters. So, they've rested some players, they've given some young lads a chance. 2 in particular have done phenomenally well. So Jurgen Klopp's given himself lots and lots more options. And as he getting Robertson back, number 1, I mean, that's just amazing. Alexander-Arnold looking cool there. Van Dijk walking on, cruising through the game, etc. He now looks at that squad and that bench, which was looking quite threadbare for a little while, and thinks, yeah, we can attack the rest of the season now.
Here's Alexander-Arnold attacking from this corner again. Van Dijk wins the header, nods it forward to Luis Diaz, who allows it to roll out because the final touch came off a Norwich player. It will be yet another corner for Liverpool. They played it short this time. Norwich have 2 players over, could be 3 on 2 if Liverpool work it quickly enough. Instead, they go back to Szoboszlai, 25 yards out, might go for goal, does go for goal. Oh, smart save by Long, had to adjust there, came through a crowd of yellow and red shirts, did well, good footwork, down low quickly, and claims as well.
Do you know, it's times like this, you think about it, we've actually managed to go through 87.5 minutes of this game and half time and before the game and not mention 2 words, and that is almost unthinkable: Mohamed and Salah. And it shows you how good that Liverpool have played today, but how many options there are, how many stories there are about the players that are coming through and the players that are coming back as well. And that really tells you something really special about the capabilities of this team.
Yeah, absolutely. Frightening to think that they still have Salah back as well to come, either from injury or the Africa Cup of Nations. A good drive from range as Liverpool look for the 5th, and it's placed over on the angle ultimately. But it was a fabulous effort initially from Trent Alexander-Arnold from range. Jota unable to pick up the pieces on the angle, but Long again just about doing enough.
Do you know what though? That's what he gives you. I mean, we know he's got great range of passing. We know that if he plays wide, he'll put great crosses in. He's 40 yards out there. No one else is thinking about shooting from there because they're not going to be a danger. Trent Alexander-Arnold is, and it moves all over the place when that ball is pinged towards the goalkeeper. It's a good save, even though it's straight to him.
And Liverpool have lost possession though, and here goes Sainz. Can he make this last few minutes really interesting? The answer is no. Good covering by Van Dijk, and Alisson just about gets the ball away as Idar comes sliding in. Suddenly, out of nowhere, nervy moment for Liverpool. And if Norwich were to make this 4-3, well then, they haven't. It's still 4-2, and Liverpool still on course for the 5th round as we enter the final minute of normal time. The ball is back with Alisson.
Well, 2 things happened there. Concert didn't drive in. You know, that you'd have expected him to have a go there, have a little bit of nibble. He was in the box, so don't take a chance. Just hold it off a little ball. Managed to get the ball across the goal. Yeah, there was a dive in there, but I'll tell you what though, Alisson was all over that. He knew he was never going to get caught there.
Well kept in by Bradley on this near side. Plays it to Gakpo inside the penalty area. Right hand side, Liverpool 4, Norwich 2. Into the closing stages of this FA Cup 4th round tie as Luis Diaz has it just outside the penalty area. It's a wall of yellow in front of him, so He goes backwards, and now the ball is dinked into the area, cleared away before Robertson can reach it, and then blasted over again on the angle by Diogo Jota. Well, he's already scored once this afternoon, Jota, but it keeps falling to him in that position, doesn't it? Kind of around the corner of the 6-yard box on the far left-hand side, and every time it's into the cop.
Yeah, well, he caught the one perfectly well, but like a typical striker, he's not taking 2 touches. No, I'm just going to have a leather at it and have a go at it. He's been unlucky there, and the noise inside the cop there when that ball was played, it's a deep run from Andy Robertson, nearly got on the end of it himself. This place, the roof would have come off it. I think probably the most second popular goal scorer here had he scored. The only other one would have been Jurgen Klopp himself, who's unlikely to score.
5 minutes at a time here at Anfield. Liverpool 4, Norwich 2. Norwich coming forward again. Delivery claimed by Alisson. He's looking for Idar, but it was nowhere near him. It was near the big Brazilian, and he claims well. As Liverpool working out from the back once more as Jurgen Klopp stands with his hands clasped behind his back. So 1 minute of the minimum 5 has been played. Diogo Jota could be in again down this left-hand side. Gakpo's in the centre. Good save by Long once again, taking it off the toes of Gakpo, who was poised for a tap-in. Excellent goalkeeping as the ball is cleared away by Jack Stacey. Well, they may be 4-2 down, Norwich, but George Long has had a storming second half in terms of the saves that he's made.
I think they can go away with it thinking they won't be happy to get beat 4-2, but it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a very, very heavy defeat. Liverpool got into some brilliant possessions here. Good goalkeeping. Sometimes from very good defending as well, but playing at about 75% Liverpool, they're still able to create games. And the thing about Liverpool now, for all the changes they made and the personnel adaptations he's made, you know what Liverpool are all about.
Here comes Szoboszlai as they look for that 5th goal. He knew it was offside then for the return, Szoboszlai, and raised his hands as Norwich struggling to clear. Sainz has lost it. Szoboszlai now does pick it up, lays it off. The shot is driven in low, blocked away on the penalty spot, picked up by Luis Diaz, dinks the ball across. It's just over the head of Jota, collected by Robertson. A flood of red shirts coming forward as Stacey gets the block in. That will be a corner. Liverpool finishing this tie strongly. They still lead Norwich by 4-2.
Yeah, and if you're Norwich, you just want this game to end. But if you're Liverpool players, you're thinking, a few more chances here. They would love one more. 5-2 sounds a lot better than 4-2.
Norwich looking tired. They're not out quickly to that short corner, but they just about have done enough as Virgil van Dijk picks it up 30 yards out, plays it to Szoboszlai, gets it back from Van Dijk, who will shoot as he's urged to, blocked by Sorensen and McLean between them, and all of a sudden Liverpool is stretched. Here is Sainz still inside his own half. Poor ball forward, won't be collected, and easy enough for Liverpool to deal with. It was McLean trying to get forwards there for Norwich and can't do so, just ran out of legs, and the half chance.
I think his hamstring went there. I absolutely think his hamstring went, and I'm trying to see if it was McLean. I think it was McLean there. He went to run and then he stopped so quickly, and I'm watching him run just now and he's not happy.
Here come Liverpool down the left-hand side. Lovely little back heel inside the area. Brilliant interchange of passes. Diaz can't get the shot away. Tumbles to the ground. No appeals for a penalty. Gakpo will pick it up. Forced out of the area. Szoboszlai now trying to pick the pass. Headed back across goal. Punched by George Long. Might have taken out Gakpo as well. Norwich are appealing. Gakpo's down. Diaz has it. Ball is out of the penalty area. The referee eventually is going to stop play. Now, George Long definitely got the ball. How much of Gakpo did he get as well?
Well, it doesn't matter if you got the ball. If you got the ball first, that's it. Well, it matters if you're Gakpo. You won't be enjoying that much. But he's moving. I'm not making light of it because, I'd be worried about him. He's okay. He's going to be absolutely fine. The actual keeper comes out there. He gets the ball clean, and Gakpo comes on the end of that there. So certainly not a penalty kick. They'll have a look at it, but it won't be given as a penalty kick. But once again, Liverpool, smooth, looking really good, getting around the back. Lovely little intricate play. There was one move just about 30 seconds ago there. Probably 4 1-2s in the box. Had that ended up in the net, what a goal that would have been.
Yeah, if Diaz could have just got the shot away, it just would have finished it off so nicely. And as Pat Nevin says, would have been the best move and best goal of the game. So Gakpo back up to his feet. Drop ball, Szoboszlai has it. And Quansah plays it forward as Anfield raises its voice once again. They are heading through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. Can they put a gloss on the scoreline? Ball inside the penalty area. Bradley is arriving, meets it, and it is headed in by Ryan Gravenberch. Liverpool do have 5 to send them through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. And this long goodbye for Jurgen Klopp that will contain so much emotion before the end of this season is beginning in style. Liverpool 5, Norwich City 2.
The epitome of a goal that was coming, particularly in that style there. They kept on getting into positions. You can actually hear there's Liverpool fans in the background. They know, they feel something special here. And it's not just, I know we are talking about Jurgen Klopp the entirety of the game build-up, but there's something else. There's a lot going on here. This is a team that's looking comfortable. This is a team that's growing. They have lost, I think, one domestic game this season. I think Liverpool look stronger at this point in time than at any point I've seen them in this season. And that's pretty special because a lot of other teams are beginning to weaken a little bit. And I think these Liverpool fans can feel that.
And from a Liverpool perspective, a perfect way to end this game as the final whistle goes. Liverpool beat Norwich City by 5-2. And as you say, Pat Nevin, of course, so much of the story here is going to be about Jurgen Klopp today. That announcement on Friday took everybody, bar the Liverpool board who he'd spoken to in November and his close family, everybody by surprise. He's a huge figure at this club. He will be hugely missed. But as he says, he wanted to make sure after the season they had last season that they were back on the rails. This is an exciting time. Yes, of course, there is the pain around his departure for Liverpool fans. But this is an exciting time still for Liverpool Football Club going forward.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for the football club. It's an exciting time for the fans. And to be honest, we're sitting here and obviously, how often at games you look around at the fans and it looks quite empty already by this point? It's not here, is it? It's still singing. The Kop's completely full. Nobody's moving away. Now, part of that is aimed at, obviously, Jurgen Klopp as well. But they're excited about the whole thing that's going round just now. This is pretty special the way they're staying here, isn't it?
Yeah, they want to stay here. They want to soak it up. Their FA Cup campaign continues. Their League Cup campaign continues. Their Europa League Cup campaign continues. And their Premier League campaign continues. How will this story of Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp end? We wait to find out. It's going to be an exciting run to the end of the season. But they're through in the FA Cup to the 5th round. It finishes here at Anfield. Liverpool 5, Norwich 2.
And I'm going to keep my eyes absolutely drilled on Jurgen Klopp because I'm sure he'll be heading toward the Liverpool fans at some point in the next couple of minutes to do that famous fist pump that so many Liverpool fans said to us before the game they wanted to be the pose on his statue when it's erected here at Anfield. He'll be absolutely delighted with this, Pat. Not just the performance, not just the number of goals, but he talks all the time about the importance of youth. Lots of great performances from young players.
Yeah, you think of a lot of teams that try to do that, bring young players through. A lot of them have come through the academy. They've developed them here as well. That's a big thing, as well as the young ones that they brought in. And by the way, he's just applauding the Kop. I don't think they might not necessarily.
Sometimes he stops and goes back, doesn't he? He does the double bluff.
Yeah. But it's Norwich, and remember it's his mate, it's the manager as well. If you're celebrating beating teams from a lower league, over celebrating that can sometimes not feel quite right. But look at how many fans have stayed behind just to say that for that moment. It's incredible.
And I think we've talked a lot about the atmosphere here this afternoon. This feels like the loudest it's been because they've won, they've got the job done on the pitch, they can celebrate now, but this isn't just about looking back at what happened on Friday and looking back at Klopp. This is about looking forward. This is about responding to his call to end, as we said, this wonderful book, in his words, with a final few chapters. And this is the momentum that Liverpool want to take forward. This is the feel-good factor that they want to build on as they look to close out 4 trophies this season.
Jurgen Klopp has left the pitch now. No fist bumps today. I know he said in the past he's going to save it for the big occasions, but I just wondered today, even though it's an FA Cup tie with lower league opposition, because of the fact that this is the first game since he announced that he'll be leaving, but not today. I'm sure there'll be plenty more opportunities, and of course Liverpool have live chances in so many competitions, this one included. The other thing, Pat, is, you said that it's the strongest you can remember Liverpool this season. You've got the emergencies of players like James McConnell today, 19-year-old, got an assist. Conor Bradley, 20 years old, got an assist. Curtis Jones doesn't turn 23 for another couple of days. And then you look at the star players coming back today, Robertson and Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, it is very, very special. And, Alexander-Arnold looks brilliant there. Robertson was flying. It's not as if he's going to play himself slowly but surely back into the team. No, he has come back and he is absolutely flying there, ready to go. They've probably held him back a little bit and he's just spun off there, looking like his old self again. So, you've got those players coming back. You've got Mo Salah to come back as well. Then you add on top of that the likes of, Gravenberch's growing into it, Gakpo's growing into it. There's a kind of grace and elegance about those two players in the midfield. You've got Nunes, who's now comfortably stroking balls from about 18 yards into the corner. Jota's the natural goal scorer there. Everywhere you look at the moment, it's looking pretty good. It's looking comfortable. But the thing on top of it all, the ethos that has taken all those years for Jurgen Klopp to build here, and it's not just the ethos of excitement, passion, all that sort of stuff. No, it's something else. It's how you play the game, how you overload. It's built in. That's why when you bring in Bradley, he doesn't look like another fullback. He looks like another Robertson. That's what he looks like, because they've all brought up with it. They've all learned these things coming through. It's very exciting. It's very, very special, I think, for Liverpool fans. When, I have to say, at the start of this season, I thought, I'm not so sure. I mean, I don't think I'd have been putting them up as winning the league this season at the start of the season, because so many changes have been made over a period of time. If you look at them now, it's not beyond them. Absolutely not beyond them.